has come to this world.
Featuring Turin. Lotus Moon. King of the Dead. Hadries. And two-time ever-chosen champion Aerocrastic. And last but certainly not least, Wookiee. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed that intro. It was quite a bit of fun to make. So today, guys, we have the biggest tournament is the name of the actual tournament itself, but it is going to be a team tournament, but not in the sense that it's like a 2v2 only or a 3v3. It's you have 5 players in total. So each round, 3 of your 5 players will be playing best of ones, each of which is worth 1 victory point. And then at the end, the 2v2 will take place, and the 2v2 is worth 2 victory points because there's obviously 2 players involved in it. So a little bit more weight on the 2v2. So the 2v2s will be quite important, but should be quite a bit of fun. Yes, I know. Rhesus Monkey, I didn't think of that. When I was making the trailer, I was like, wait a second. Hadries is attacking Lotus Moon's character from the trailer, but it was just because his favorite character is Deathmaster, so we just slapped him on there. And I know Lotus Moon likes elves and things like that. We were going to try and do some Sigvald action for your boy Arrow, but unfortunately, there's not really cinematic footage of Sigvald. You can get him in the in-game engine, but it didn't look quite as good. So we decided to just put him on Teclis, who's like his second favorite character or something. So yeah, I thought it was quite a bit of fun. So we'll be starting here in just a minute. Just going to enjoy a quick drink of tea while we let some folks gather, and we'll be doing it. I know we got Wookiee on the team as well. I always thought that was really funny. Such unholy resilience. Yes, was that Turin as Franz couldn't tell the difference? Yeah, Franz definitely has a mullet under his helmet. Although, to be completely honest, probably the guys who are most likely to have mullets in Warhammer Fantasy would be the Norskins, I would imagine. Although, you know what? I can see some Empire State Troopers rocking some mullets. Maybe some cavalry coming out the back of their helmets or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. So today we're facing off. It's going to be Team Gard facing off against BBB Criminal. This was our first match in the tournament, and I have to say it was a really good one. Some very close games and a lot of stressful matches for sure, but in a good way. Can you pet Wookiee? Wookiee is so old and decrepit. He's like, so Wookiee has like a pretty deformed spine. So when you pet him, his spine is super bony because it sticks straight up like a pyramid. Yeah, poor thing. I mean, it doesn't bother him. He's just a deformed creature. But we love our little Wookiee. Yeah, I don't drink coffee before streams. I do it afterwards, though. Usually, after I'll have coffees and things like that. Because when I first started my YouTube channel, I used to drink coffee before, and it kind of it stresses your vocal cords a little bit and also makes you a little bit jittery. Yeah, I didn't dig that. Chaos Marauders were the OG mullets. Yeah, is that true? Throg has one? Yeah, Throg could definitely rock a mullet for sure. A Sig mullet. I actually legit thought about getting for my Empire tabletop army. I actually thought about kit bashing mullets onto all my characters, giving them giving out the back of their helmets and stuff. Maybe I'll still do that because you could use green stuff for that pretty easily. I think that wouldn't be a problem. Oh my god, I think I have to do that. I'm just getting into painting it right now. I'm doing the Knights of War. So my Empire tabletop army is Knights of War themed. So they have black armor, gold trim with purple highlights and some red as well. So they're all crusading into the Vampire Count lands. That's the whole theme of the army. So the bases for my Empire army, they're marching through vampiric graveyards and stuff like that. So there's headstones and dead earth. It's really cool. Anyways, guys, yeah. There will 100% be more 40k videos in the future. Once the Rona calms down, I'm able to play again. I'll be putting up battle reports and all that sort of good stuff. I'm really out of the loop right now, though. So, you know, I haven't played a game of 40k and since pre-Rona times, which is God, it's been over a year. I think the last like 40k game I played was would have been like beginning of January last year. Crazy stuff. All right, guys. So the first match of the day we're going to be loading into is going to be Aerocrastic facing off against Marsicol. So our Techless is going to be going to battle. And if you guys haven't seen this, Lady Turin did design a Vampire Coast piece of art, which is, if you follow that link there, it'll take you to the eBay post. And currently there's a bidding battle going on. If you guys are interested in such glorious art, all hail the mighty, baby. And there it is. We're going to be jumping on over. First battle will be Aerocrastic facing off against Marsicol. And remember, it is best of 3, best of 3, best of 3, followed by a 2v2 best of 3 to decide the fate of Middle-earth. And typically the 2v2s I've noticed are very, very important. So, all right, so let's find Arrow's games. We're loading in. First game is going to be Aerocrastic on the Warriors of Chaos facing off against Marsicol, who's going to be on the High Elves here for our first game. Pretty badass for sure. No, I don't play Mechanicus. In Tabletop 40k, I play Death Guard. I also play Chaos Space Marines, namely Black Legion. And then for Fantasy, I have an Empire Army, but more specifically, I use them in right now in Age of Sigmar through Cities of Sigmar, but it's basically just my Empire Army, so. Yes. Michael Wilson, for all the work you do to keep us mere mortals entertained. You guys aren't mortals. You guys have ascended, man. Thank you so much, Michael Wilson, for the generous donation. Really appreciate that. The big 20 bucks. And from a Ledgeron, first donation to the stream, get hype. Hell yeah, brethren. Hell yeah, dude. Let's get this party started. So, yeah, no, Team Haggard. To be completely opaque about that, Aerocrastic came up with it. We were discussing, I was going to be like, oh, let's do Team Haggard. And he's like, how about Team Haggard? And I was like, dude, you're brilliant. Aerocrastic came up with the team name. So let's go ahead and load in here. It's going to be Aerocrastic 0-0. His Warriors of Chaos facing off against the High Elves of Marsicol. Thank you guys for joining. Ledgeron, your message is ruined. Oh my god. Yeah, here we are, guys. So if we take a look here at the armies of Aerocrastic, he is I would even say he's probably one of the better Chaos players out there. Not too many people main Chaos these days, but for his army, he does have Chaos Warrior Halberds in the front. Pretty decent dual purpose. They'll be able to trade against Rangers. Probably would still lose head-to-head against White Lions, but nonetheless, with a little bit of support, they can do the trick. So they're good against monsters and cavalry, silver helms, princes, all that stuff as well. So he's got Chaos Warrior Halberds, looks like 4 or 3 in total. He's got the Mirror Guard here in the center, a couple Chaos Marauders, and even some Chaos Marauders with great weapons to try and punch through Silverin and elite units. In the back, Aerocrastic coming in with throwing axes as well. 2 Hounds, and it looks like it is going to be Kolek Suneater with the Shadowcaster. I would imagine we're going to be seeing some Pendulum action. Despite it being nerfed, it's still a pretty good ability. So Kolek is... Yeah, a lot of people kind of went away from Kolek, started using Sigvald, started using Big Bird and, Archaon, but honestly, Kolek still is one of the better monstrous duelists in the game. If he can get his pounding hammer on you, he is going to hurt, man. That's it for Arrow's army. A little bit of Hound pressure and some Marauder Horsemen throwing axes in the back. And now for Marsicol, very much a defensive high elf build with Phoenix Guard, so in total he does have 3 of those bad boys, backed up by Archers and Rangers to help clear chaff. On top of that, he does have Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, and up in the sky, he's rocking Alariel the Pigeon Queen, and a Great Eagle. Now, the Great Eagle, pretty decent assassin against Chaos Sorcerers. Granted, they are armored, so they do take a little bit more time to bring down. And on top of that, he does have Larry to heal the Phoenix Guard, which is pretty much the idea here. And Silver Helms and Reavers in the back. So let's get this party started, guys, and have some fun. Let us know in chat. You're rooting for Team Haggard or Team BBB. I'm sure there's some folks on both sides of the aisle here. So the Archers are shooting downtown against the Mirror Guard, who, of course, do rock those juicy, juicy silver shields. But, damage is damage, man. You got to take it. Got to take it where you can. So the Mirror Guard getting poked a little bit. Here comes the Eagle and Larry, maybe thinking about doing a little bit of a dive here on the Mirror Guard and pulling back. Eagles do have pretty poor mass, so you have to be careful. And probably one of the best counters that Arrow does have against these elite Chaos Infantry, like, Swordmasters over here. Yeah, he's got Swordmasters too. And it's going to be tough for Arrow's army, honestly. The Chaos Warrior Halberds will lose the Phoenix Guard. They'll lose pretty badly to Swordmasters. And that's why you can see here that the Marauder Horsemen are trying to pick off the Swordmasters to soften up one angle, so at least they can win one engagement there in the front. But there are Archers here. Archers are a great counter against Skirmish Cav, and you can see that these ones are paying the Troll Toll, while the Eagles do indeed dive on the Mirror Guard and pick off a single model right now. So Arrow looks like he's going to be going in for a dive here in the forest, charging the Reavers with the Hounds. Maybe Kolek's going to be coming in as well. Horsemen swerving up and around the back of the formation. And yeah, really, this High Elf front line is going to be tough for Chaos to break. But you can see Arrow really isn't taking the fights. He's kind of kiting back, right? He knows he'll lose these frontline fights versus the Swordmasters and other units. So why take the fight, right? Be, you know, pick your fights, try and pick things off like these Reavers here on the corner, and do your thing. So here a little bit of a gooning attempt coming in. Chaos Sorcerer is going to be trying to run. He does have 100 armor, like I said, so pretty durable against Eagles, and he is able to run back amongst his halberds right here, so we'll see what he can do. And the Swordmasters, of course, chasing the Mirror Guard, but Mirror Guard do have 38 speed against their 33, so they're much quicker here, even though Swordmasters are quick by infantry standards. So here comes Kolek Suneater jumping in with the Marauders. Chaos Warrior Halberds also going to be piling in to fight these Phoenix Guard, and now the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes have kind of gotten the back line. Arrow doing like a big wraparound, and oh no, the dreaded Arrow Crastic Hound micro. And I have to tell you guys, I play against Arrow all the time. He has incredible Hound micro. It's very frustrating to play against. He is excellent with that. But here you can see that very nice evasion here by Marsicol. He pulls back his archers, but then Arrow is waiting on the other side like a vulture here with these Chaos Warrior Halberds. And these bad boys are going to be pushing in here. You can see one here and one here. And they are going to be sandwiching these archers, which without the archers, the big problem here for this High Elf army is that all of the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are going to be able to pretty much free throw onto these elite armored infantry. And that's a little bit problematic here. But nonetheless, these archers being flushed out of the area here is a little bit tricky indeed. So there they go. And now the Chaos Marauders with great weapons have gotten a good engagement as well on top of the Phoenix Guard, being rear charged though by Reavers. Nice play there by Marsicol. Here in the forest line, you can see the Phoenix Guard trying to make a valiant last stand. They are getting a Heart of Avalorn, or Star of Avalorn, coming in from Larry and fighting off Halberds plus Marauders, and Kolek also cycle charging, doing quite a bit of damage there. But ultimately, it's a pretty close game. I would say the archers being compromised is a huge problem. However, Marsicol is also doing a good job with his bird here. And if he could break Arrowcrastic's caster and chase it off the battlefield, that is a massive victory. No more pendulums on these elite infantry, and it looks like he is going to be able to break this. So the Chaos Sorcerer is running for the hill here, and the big bird is probably going to hunt it down, I would imagine. I actually haven't watched any of the replays except the ones I played in, of course, so I have no idea what's going to happen here. So the Great Eagle, maybe chasing down that Sorcerer. That's going to be a pretty big mistake if he doesn't chase that down, because Pendulums could come back. Pendulums, again, especially when overcasted, are very strong against armor, so we'll see how that goes. Here we have a couple Marauder Horsemen pulling back against these Silver Helms, while some Hounds kind of just stand idly in the way. And the Chaos Warrior Halberd is actually doing pretty well. There's a unit here of 69, that's what she said, that are still quite functional and healthy. And here we have 50 Chaos Warriors. Those guys are still going quite strong. And now Marsicol has heard the call of the Great Eagle, and he is indeed chasing down that Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows. So well played there. Now, where is Larry going? Larry probably could help goon characters. She could also just kind of chill in this fight right here, maybe rear charge the Marauders, but I guess she doesn't want to get stuck into a halberd box. Kolek a little bit worn down. He's been fighting in the tree line here for most of this battle. You know, he does have some support on the ground via some Chaos Marauders, but many of these halberd attacks have actually been connecting here with the big Kolek Suneater. So he's not happy about this engagement, and I think he's going to be disengaging here, going to fight on top of the Phoenix Guard. Ooh, Arrowcrastic calling in the Lord of the Storm. One of the most metal abilities in the game, blasting into the Phoenix Guard there, and it actually does a surprising amount of damage for sure. And you can see the Phoenix Guard here are shaken and terrified, and the Rangers also being terrified as well, which is a huge boon for Chaos. Granted, Balance of Power is still looking pretty good for the High Elves. If anything, maybe a little bit High Elf favored here. The Swordmasters of Hoeth are just going to munch through these Marauders, and they'll probably move in and get onto these Halberds here. Arrow's really going to have to carry hard with Kolek and or his throwing axes if he wants a chance of winning this game, because the High Elves do have a lot of meat left. I mean, there's more infantry coming here. He's got this Great Eagle back there. Archers are all being chased off, so that's certainly good for the champion of Team Hag, Gard here, but it's a very pitched fight. Very, very well played to both players here so far, so pretty awesome indeed. Kolek Suneater, though, getting in. He's providing good sustained combat, because normally the Halberds, you know, they hold, they have decent AP, like I said, but they're not going to punch through Phoenix Guard super quick. But Kolek does provide that big smashing hammer to actually outright kill the Phoenix Guard models and do some work. But Larry's getting in here. A little bit of a risky play there by Marsicol, because now Larry's going to start getting hammered by Kolek, I would imagine, but it looks like she is able to get away. Another Great Eagle ramming in. And in the meantime, Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are going to be cycling in, probably not staying in combat for too long. But Kolek Suneater, I'm not sure. It looks like he's pulling back now to the safety of his halberds, but man, oh man, that heal is quite nasty. And here it looks like the High Elves are going to be broken on this position. The Chaos Warrior Halberd is able to push in and probably break off those Rangers, especially with Kolek kind of cycling over to this position. In the back, Chaos Warhounds with Poison being hunted down by the High Elf Cavalry and also by the Eagle Squad. We'll see if they're going to be able to break them. Chaos Warhounds rocking 14 leadership right now. Arrow would certainly like to have these guys. It gives him a nice source of poison application and also a tool to chase things off the battlefield. So for example, if he's able to break these Swordmasters who are, you know, pretty low leadership right now, he's going to have an opportunity to chase them off. Balance of Power get even more Heil favored as the Phoenix Guard and the Birds are able to heal. Now it looks like the Bird Squad is going to be going after Kolek, which is very, very, very risky play. He could turn around, especially with the Star Crusher. With Star Crusher activated, he can turn around and really start clobbering these birds in the face. So there's one shot. Larry takes a ton of damage. But Chaos's forces here on the ground are getting very, very thin. I'm not sure what I'm seeing here. We have some Mirror Guard piling in and some Chaos Warriors. Kolek, like I said, is pretty much the lifeline here to the Warriors of Chaos, who are really starting to rapidly run out of resources. But on that same note, I mean, Swordmasters are broken here, and all that's really left here for the High Elves is this one unit of Phoenix Guard and the 2 Eagles. But even Kolek being at like 15-20% could probably handle the Eagles, or at least do a ton of damage against them. And now Kolek is kind of hammering this game back here by just beating on this Great Eagle and beating on Larry every time they land. And the Mirror Guard and the Chaos Warrior Halberds piling in there are slowly wearing down the Phoenix Guard models here. Oh, Larry, you better watch out. Don't stay here. No, Larry needs to get away. She's getting hammered by Kolek. I'm telling you, Kolek connects so hard against large targets, and Larry just gets beaten on by the Star Crusher. And the Balance of Power does ebb back into the favor of Kolek Sun Eater. And now there's Poison Hounds on the ground. Oh my god, Aerocrastic pulling in the Hounds, and they're probably going to get on Larry and keep her from getting away. At this point, I think that Kolek probably will switch onto the Great Eagle here. Yep, and now he's going to start womping on the Great Eagle. Larry appears to be getting chased by the Hounds, but I think they dropped their order and pulled back here to the other Great Eagle, which I suppose is fine. And look at that, the champion of the Dark Gods pulls the game back here in the 4th quarter. Kolek just hammering down those Eagles. And both of them are broken, and the Dark Gods cackle as Larry and her cohort do retreat. Man, what a game. What a game. That was insanity, dude. That was insane. I really actually thought Arrow was going to lose that game watching that. I was like, oh, the Eagles are just going to cycle charge him to death, and that's going to be it. But Kolek put that game on his back, dude. Oh my god. So look at this. Kolek rocking 4,000 value. 4,000, dude! That is some metal shit. For the rest of the army, I mean, yeah, Chaos Warrior Halberds did pretty good, even considering they were fighting like a much more elite version of themselves. Marauder Horsemen, you know, 1,000 here. One of them got shut down, but more or less it was Kolek and the Chaos Warrior Halberds. The caster got 0 value, so it looks like Arrow didn't even get to use like a pendulum. That was pretty intense. And for the High Elf army, you know, Marsakal played a great game. He played, I mean, he's playing, you know, against the Dark Lord Arrow. He was winning most of the game, I would say, doing very well. You know, it was solid. I love the elite infantry kind of like surprising the Chaos player because, yeah, it can really catch people off guard. The 2 archers being compromised certainly was tough. If those 2 archers had been functional longer, that could have been a big difference for sure. That Eagle, though, getting 1,300 value, that is serious. Larry got about 600, and the Bolt Thrower looks like he got shut down as well. Damn, dude. Kolek Eagle Eater, I know. Kolek is just a large duck, yeah. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Demon Prince Legendary Lord's gonna be cool. They'll for sure have that kind of stuff. So excited for Game 3, man. Just give it to us. Give it to us, precious. That's the thing about playing against Arrow. Like, sometimes you'll think you have him beat, and then he's just so scrappy, and his micro is so good that he'll get you in one place like that, and you just lose the game. I was playing against him last night. I was training my Empire against Chaos because I recently played a tournament match where the one game that I was struggling with was my Empire versus Chaos, and I had won with it, but then I started losing, and Arrow helped me train it quite a bit last night. So, and I can tell you, it's trial by fire when you play with him. John, thank you so much for the donation. Longtime fan, my friend. Thank you for all the hours of entertainment. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, John. Yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the stream, dude. We got a lot more action coming, so if we update the scoreboard here real quick, let's go ahead and do that. Aerocrastic is going to go 1-0 in this series. Remember, it is best of 3. We have 3 best of 3s followed by a 2v2 series. The 2v2s are going to be getting played by King of the Dead and myself, and the other 1v1s is Lotus Moon and Hadries. So every week our kind of roster does change in that respect. So you guys will be seeing our next one tournament game is actually against Team Shank, which is a pretty great name for sure. Anyone who has Steam probably has seen that. All right, so now we're going to load into the next game. Here's a little screen blocker in the meantime. A Vampire Coast piece of art designed by my lovely smoking hot wife for the Vampire Coast, and it's available over on the eBay if you guys are interested. It's pretty awesome. I want to keep it for myself. All right, so loading into the next match here. Let's go ahead and find this bad boy. Where art thou? Thou art here somewhere. All right, So next game is going to be Aristocratic on the Skaven against Wood Elves. Okay, interesting. So normally, I would say in the early days of the DLC, a lot of people felt that this was a pretty horrible matchup for Skaven, but I think some top-tier Skaven players have been able to adjust and deal with the unbreakable kind of ghostly stuff. It's still pretty hard, in my opinion, for sure. Ben the Barman, vote for Team Shonk. I know. Ben and I battle in that one. You guys will be seeing that. The great Ben the Barman. He taught me many things. And here it comes. The Skaven versus Wood Elves. Let's go ahead and load in here. And do it to it. So, of course, if Arrow wins this, we will be getting the point for the victory. But if Marsakal is able to pull this back, which I'm sure he is certainly capable of, we will be moving on to Game 3. So while the game loads in, let me have a sip of tea here, and we'll get this party started. Anyone here vote for my CSGO team? Oh my god. No. No, please. I'm too weak. Alright guys, so I'm going to pause this because there is a huge vanguard. So if we take a look here at the armies of Marsakal, we have Dryads in the back with Glade Riders. And it looks like more Dryads here. On the flank, we do have Orion and Ariel, which is so annoyingly difficult for Skaven to kill. We have the Lost Sylvan Knights, and the front battle line is going to be an advancing core of Eternal Guard. So it's more or less a huge kind of pushing core of pretty scary units for sure. Now, if we look at the Skaven army of Aristocratic, very spread out. He's got Clan Rat Spears here in the back. Triple Giselle, most likely to snipe the characters, right? To kill Ariel, to kill Orion. And now as far as his anti-infantry capabilities, he does have the Avalanche Mortars, a Plague Priest with a Mortis Engine to kill Dryads, 2 Rat Ogres, Warp Grinders, and it looks like it is going to be Deathmaster. Deathmaster, you know, he can get in there and kill those Wood Elf characters for sure. It's still not a pretty fight, but, you know, he can do it. He can do it indeed. All right, so let's get this party started. Somebody in chat asking where clan or team BBB is from. I believe they are from Spain, but I'm not 100% sure. Somebody will have to confirm that for me. So Arrow immediately sees the dreaded vanguard here from Marsakal, and the Dryads are going to be coming in and pressing into the Clan Rat Spears, but not before the Avalanche Mortars are able to unleash a hellish salvo. One of my favorite units. Those guys just hit so incredibly hard. So the Plague Furnace is going to be dropping some summons. The Giselles are just wasting the Glade Riders back here. Triple Giselle. Talk about overkill, man. And now you can see these Rat Ogres are trying to get out there and pound on those Dryads, but so far, you know, the Dryads will be getting in. Eternal Guard going to be collapsing from the back. I have to tell you, as someone who does play Skaven, this is a very, very stressful situation. When you're surrounded like this, it's like, oh man, because normally you want to set up, see where they're coming from, line up your guns, but in this case, it really tests your micro and awareness. But in the back, Arrow certainly is passing the test. Glade Riders are killed instantly. These Dryads probably will die very quickly to double Rat Ogre as well. Oh man, and he gets the Warp Grinders. They were hiding in the trees, and the Warp Grinders come out, lock down the Lost Sylvan Knights, and then suddenly, all of the mortars are just pounding them into the Age of Sigmar. Brutal stuff for sure. Those Lost Sylvan Knights will have Berry Wine. They haven't lost any models, but that is a huge win for Arrow here early in the game, as the mortars are able to unleash some hellish damage there onto the Lost Sylvan Knights. Now in the main battle line, we do have some cavalry trying to get in, some Glade Riders, but so far, he's been able to protect all 3 Giselles, which is a pretty massive accomplishment against Wood Elf Rush. Like, nothing has gotten back here to compromise this line, because one cavalry unit getting into these Giselles is like almost an instant game loss if you're not careful. Now, Mortar's still trying to get the Lost Sylvan Knights, but the Lost Sylvan Knights appear to be juking it pretty well. Yeah, and they're dodging those shots, not taking too much damage, so very good control here by Marsakal. Here you can see the Glade Riders with Spears still trying to get in the back line, but Arrow does pull back his Rat Ogres, and now he's going to be kind of reforming ranks, while up in the front, the Skaven Slaves literally hold back the Eternal Guard for like 5 years. Certainly pretty impressive. But now it's getting kind of scary as Ariel and Orion are closing into the back line a little bit, and now you can see Orion, the Master of the Wild Hunt, going to be going after the Plague Priest, while a Soul Stealer goes down as well, tickling the pickle here of the Plague Priest and forcing that character back. But Orion is very good at killing such targets. It is large, it's armored, it's right up his alley, but Deathmaster is waiting in the wings, and Deathmaster really would probably want to feast on Ariel here. You can see all the Giselles are shooting into what appears to be Orion, not Ariel, so he's going to be going for the kill there. Oh no, but the Lost Sylvan Knights are getting in here. Ouch, taking a huge mortar blast to the face. I would imagine a Berry Wine would be very called for. So this is a very scary situation now. Like I said, the Wood Elves are starting to turn up the pressure, and yes, Aristocratic is ahead on the Bounce of Power, but now there's 3 Eternal Guard coming in, and we do have the Lost Sylvan Knights pushing in, and suddenly, like, all these units are going to get hammered, you know, at least partially, right? So you can see the Warplock Giselles are getting compromised, Lost Sylvan Knights pushing in, but there is going to be a Berry Wine and Apotheosis going in. That is some fat, thick healing. And with that, the Balance of Power does creep back towards the middle. These Giselles are instantly killed. The other ones are running for the hills. The Hounds get terrified off. Lost Sylvan Knights are just such a scourge against the Skaven. And look at that. Balance of Power is completely reset without one thing penetrating into the back line. plus the healing on the Lost Sylvan Knights. That is Value City. That is Flavor Town, in the words of the great Guy Fieri. And those guys are going to be pulling back. Marsikal definitely needs to get some cavalry up and through here. There's another opening in this pocket, so I think he does see this and that the Glade Riders will be coming in. Because if those Skaven weapons teams are allowed to keep shooting, things could get quite ugly. Now, over here, we do have Orion battling Rat Ogres. Ariel is fighting side by side as well. Certainly some terror routes could be going on here. We'll see. I would imagine some Soul Stealers are being saved. But it looks like there's going to be, the Hounds of Gehennis, or the Hounds of Orion right there. So he drops those just to kind of push back. And the Glade Riders are going to be screaming in, getting on top of the Avalanche Mortars, but not before Arrow swarms in with like a million Wolf Rats with poison, who will kill those Glade Riders. They do have pretty good DPS, but just keeping them offline for short periods of time is very valuable. And honestly, I'm a little bit concerned for Arrow here. The fact that the Lost Sylvan Knights are so healthy at this point in the game, though they are taking quite a bit of fire from the two Jezzails. Jezzails actually don't do magic damage, but still, they have high single damage. So, they can theoretically pick these models off. And, looks like Deathmaster is in a duel here. We have Orion. He's getting that prison shank on. And Deathmaster able to get some big damage on Orion for sure. And getting Orion to his Cloak of Isha at the very least does posture him for the late game kill. So it looks like he's trying to get those guys down. In the meantime, Arrows, Hounds, and Rat Ogres are able to clean up the Dryad push. And the two Jezzails have found a new comfortable position. Look at this. Really good screening by Arrow. Because now, he's got a new firing line right here for sure. And the Wood Elves don't really have too much pressure to get back here. I think the Lost Sylvan Knights have to find their way back here for sure. Very close to death here on the Plague Priest. And it looks like Orion and Ariel are going to be going for the Death Thrust here. This thing is at 400 HP. Could go down. One more good Orion attack plus an Ariel attack should be able to finish it. But it looks like the Master of the Wild Hunt and his wife are indeed going to be going after the Mortars and Jezzails, which I certainly understand. That takes pressure off the Lost Sylvan Knights. I think that's a strong play. But he needs some sort of follow-up, something to chase him off, because you don't want to be just chasing Jezzails around with Orion. It doesn't feel very good. And Arrow is able to pull back these Jezzails, and now they're shooting Orion in the back, getting some nice DPS. He's certainly at his Cloak of Isha range right now, so he's rocking about 66% ward save, which is pretty insane. Apotheosis going down as well to try and top that bad boy off. And the Lost Sylvan Knights coming in to support the Spears and also probably rout off some of these Rat Ogres. Good usage for sure. Lost Sylvan Knights, an absolute terror in the night to use, or to face as a Skaven player. A lot of people have started using Skrolk to lever them down, because lever two-shots them. If you get two levers, it really just puts them in the can. But I think the Avalanche Mortars are also a very good call. They seem to have been doing some really, really big damage here. So over here we can see Ariel. Ariel's moving on over to these Jezzails, trying to shut down whatever firing line she can. The Lost Sylvan Knights are down to 9 models. I would imagine they don't have too much healing left. But before they go, they really need to finish off the weapons teams back here. And you can see Deathmaster is going in for the kill. The Rat Assassin is going to be going after Orion. He's at 1100. Deathmaster is at 2200. It's funny, they're close in HP, even though Orion's just almost dead, which is so funny. So he's going after Orion. He gets him down to 700. So the thing is, Deathmaster does have scaling damage. So the more health that is missing from a target, the harder he hits. So Deathmaster against Orion, even with Cloak of Isha, that's kind of a cool tech piece. But the Lost Sylvan Knights do break those Jezzails, and I would imagine we'll come over here and go after the other ones. But this is pretty big here. If Deathmaster is able to kill Orion, I think that gives the Skaven a pretty massive lead. Orion is at 700, 800 HP being shot by Jezzails, and of course spearing this rat. The Duel of Duels is on. It seems Orion's melee defense has been holding, and now some Rat Ogres are coming in as well, and they give the Orion the classic college party fight sucker punch right there. And you can see that Orion hasn't been taking much damage. So far he's taken this like a champ. Deathmaster does connect for about 300 damage right there, but now he's healing again. And the Balance of Power, guys, is back as the Lost Sylvan Knights are rampaging through the back line. They shatter those Jezzails, and now they're going to be going after the Avalanche Mortars while Ariel shuts down the other Jezzails. A lot of it really is going to come down to this duel between Orion and this contingent of Rat Ogres and Deathmaster. But Orion is not near his healing cap either. Yeah, he's taking out these Rat Ogres one at a time, also knocking over Deathmaster with the splash attacks. I have to say, man, if I was in Arrow's position here, I would definitely be suffering some anxiety, as this is very close. Okay, Deathmaster connects again, putting him down to about 550 HP. Avalanche Mortars raining some fire into the Great Stag Knights, who appear to be fighting some Rat Ogres. He really needs to shut down those Mortars, I guess. But now they're out of ammo now, so who cares? Ignore them. You've suffered the worst of it. But Orion, man, oh man, these Rat Ogres probably going to be terror routing here, I would imagine. They're not immune to psychology. Oh, but the Wolf Rat's coming in. That's huge. That's a ton of DPS. Wolf Rats actually hit very hard. Applying poison to Orion is also extremely valuable. And now the Master of the Wild Hunt is being attacked, but it looks like the Hounds of Gibson coming down. He's at 122. Here's the Hounds of Orion breaking the Wolf Rats. Will Deathmaster be able to finish him off? It looks like it will be so. And Orion is going to be falling to the Master Assassin. Beautiful stuff there from Deathmaster, but he still has his work cut out for him. The Skaven army is in shambles here. You can see the Lost Sylvan Knights are running, but pretty much what do they have? Like all these routing units here. They got a Plague Furnace, some Rout Ogres. I think Ariel is still alive as well. And oh god, if Ariel has a Soul Stealer, that is going to be some shit. So looking around, this is looking pretty scary, guys. Will Aerocrastic be able to pull this one out? Bounce of Power is very even, or will Marsikal pull it back for Clan BBB? Be their champion and take it to game 3 here against Aerocrastic, the 2-time ever chosen champ, man. That would be no small feat. So here comes Ariel. It's basically just a waiting game, so I'm going to sip on some tea while Ariel makes her way back from the forest. That's pretty scary, actually. Like, one Soul Stealer kills this whole army. Like, if they blob up. One Soul Stealer. Yeah. New Dawn Healing. Eagles do have armor piercing values, but the majority of their damage is not armor piercing. Therefore, the 100 armor on the Chaos Sorcerer from last game is going to mitigate a more substantial portion of the damage compared to a unit that does have armor piercing. So, granted, every unit has a certain variable of armor piercing, and the symbol just dictates like it's majority armor piercing versus majority non-armor piercing, etc., etc. All right, so Ariel's coming in for the kill, guys. Let us know. Who do you think is going to claim victory here in this duel of duels? Will it be Ariel, the Dark Fairy Queen of the Forest, or Deathmaster? Deathmaster is certainly very good at killing these type of characters. She is lightly armored. She does have a little bit of physical resist, but nothing that Deathmaster cares about. And here it comes. It looks like there's going to be a Soul Stealer right away. Oh god, Arrow scatters to the winds, which is smart, but it does hit. Ouch, it hits both Rat Ogres and the Furnace as well. It pretty much hits everything of value, and the Bounce of Power is creeping back to the middle. Will the Rout Ogres break? It looks like the Plague Furnace is going to get broken off and run. It's at 84 HP. Ariel taking it like a champ, but look at the Bounce of Power. It's just ebbing and flowing. But, you know, Arrow still does have Clan Rat Spears, and Ariel is not very good at killing single entity characters in melee combat. Yeah, the Plague Priest shatters as well. It's looking pretty damn good for the Wood Elves here. I don't even know what else he has banked. I mean, he could have enough for potentially another Soul Stealer if the game goes long enough. Probably not. Maybe at the very least an Apotheosis as well. But Ariel's getting a lot of damage on Deathmaster. He does have Slippery active, is getting knocked over a little bit. Here you can see the Avalanche Mortars are piling in to fight. Arrow pretty much all hands on deck here is having to fight. And Marsikal's Lord certainly doing some good damage, and if she keeps punting back Deathmaster like that, that could be huge, because then the Clan Rat Spears are going to be probably alone and get terror routed. We will see, but he's going in for the kill once again. Does connect with some very, very big damage. Yeah, Deathmaster's cutting through that HP, man. 2,800 here on Ariel. See if another attack goes in. We'll just kind of sit on her HP pool. I think that gives you guys the most prudent look at the current duel. Deathmaster is kind of on death's bed too, though. He's at like 800 HP. He's been taking a lot of damage, but like I said, that scaling damage is pretty substantial. Deathmaster will be connecting here in just a second. We'll find out. 2,300, yeah. Ariel's taking a lot of damage, man. Taking a lot of damage. They're Rout Ogres, they 100% are. Yep, and she punts him back again. Oh my god, Ariel just banishing that rat. Be gone, foul rat. And the Clan Rat Spears are terrifying. Oh man, that's going to leave Deathmaster all alone versus the Fey Queen. 2,200 on her. I would imagine her value well over 2,000 gold right now with the Soul Stealer she's got in this game and the amount of disruption she's caused. Deathmaster coming in, but he drops the Sigil, which does lock her in place. And man, he shanks her so hard. 1,200 HP here on Ariel. And then Deathmaster gets punted once again. He's probably down for this, though. I mean, it's kind of in a way refreshing his charge bonus. Like every time he gets knocked back, he gets to charge back in and refreshes that charge bonus. It's like free cycle charging, basically. So he comes in, doing some anime tumbles. Deathmaster, I don't think he's immune to psychology, so if he does get terror routed here, that would probably just be gain for the Wood Elves, so that's also a very tense thing, but he's getting a bunch of damage in for sure. Oh, there he goes. The Flying Circus is active once again, as Deathmaster Snickage is sent off into the Shadow Realm. Oh man, he's at 400 HP, guys. It's very close, but then he gets a huge 1-2 shank there on Ariel, and she herself is now very low. 200 HP. Will the Assassin Master finish? He finished Orion. He finished the husband, and he finishes the wife with the anime jump. Oh my god. Deathmaster, the hard carry. That was an insanely well-played game on both players' parts. Like, Marsikal was losing at several points. He brought the game back, almost won it. Insane. And I still think that's a very difficult matchup for Skaven to deal with this. Like, you have to really, really be on point. Yeah, 1,600, 2,600, and Lost Sylvan Knight's got like 3,000 gold value. Just insane, dude. Yeah, but the Sigil locks are in place. It doesn't do damage. Yeah, so really, I mean, 3,000, 26, 16. Deathmaster himself, oh, dude, look at that bad boy. Deathmaster rocking 3,400 value. Giselles themselves all got around 700 or so. Avalanche Mortars, wow, Avalanche Mortars were a hard carry. They got 2,700. Yeah, really, really nice for sure. Beautiful game. Great series. Well played to Marsikal, man. He's a great player. That was a really awesome series with him and an Arrow there. So Arrow will be claiming the 2-0 victory. And now, my friends, we will move on over to the scorecard here, the team score. And we will update it. So Team Gard goes up 1. And again, it's the essentially best of 5. And the 2v2 counts for 2 points. So that is that. Now I'll be setting up the next game here in a moment. Taking a quick break. I know Deathmaster did good. He did. It was an awesome game. A good counter pick too, for sure. I'm really curious what was the pick and ban there. Like Arrow probably banned Undead. He probably banned like Vampire Counts and something else, and left the Wood Elves open. You know, obviously he has a build against it. He's probably practiced that. It was a great game. GG, well played. GG indeed. And now, my friends, we'll be loading into the next set of games, so let's go ahead and find it. This one is going to be a Lotus Moon facing off against Chief. So you guys, of course, have seen both of these players in my various tournaments. Both very top-level players. Should be quite a bit of fun to see. So we'll get this game going and have some fun. Thanks again for joining, guys. So I'm just going to update the nameplates real quick. All right, so Lotus Moon, our very own Malice Darkblade versus Chief. Update that. And if you guys haven't seen the lovely art by Lady Turin, I know there's a lot of new folks who've joined. She just recently did a massive Vampire Coast piece, which is the perfect decoration for your door or den or your lair where you hobby. It's available up on eBay. If you guys are interested, check out that link. It is awesome indeed. All right. He banned Dawi to make sure it would be fair. I was actually playing in a tournament the other day, and somebody picked Vampire Coast and didn't actually ban dwarves against me. Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. So, yeah, how it works is there's 5 people per team. 3 of the 5 play best of 3s, and then the last 2 play a 2v2. So King of the Dead and I will be playing the 2v2s. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. All right. Looks like we got the names updated. Let's go ahead and jump into the first game. Lotus Moon on Wood Elves against Chief on the Greenskins. I can't remember. Some of you guys in chat may know. I think Chief is the clan. Is he the clan leader of BBB? He might be. You guys will have to let me know. Yes, yes, indeed. Looks like it's going to be Grom the Paunch versus the Sisters. So the Sisters always stuck fighting the more obese villains in Warhammer Fantasy, it would appear. Yeah, can't help it, I suppose. All right, let's load in. There we go. How is it decided who plays which games? So before each week or each round, we as a team decide who's playing what. So it's a blind pick, essentially, so you don't get to see what the other teams are doing until everyone finalizes. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to put so-and-so against so-and-so because I know they'll have an advantage. It's completely blind picks as to who is playing who. Yeah. Chief is the clan leader, says Malverde. Right on. So it is the mighty clan leader of Clan BBB facing off against Lotus Moon. Let us go ahead and see what the army looks like here for Chief. So Chief does have Grom the Paunch, and there's 2 ways of playing against Wood Elves. One is Stone Trolls with just whatever you want. And the other way is using goblins, Orc Biggins with goblins and then Spider Riders to just swarm them, Spider Rider Archers. It looks like Chief has opted for the Stone Troll route, so he's got Stone Trolls mixed with Orc Boys and Goblins, and Spider Riders to just kind of pursue and wrap things up here in this particular game. So, pretty cool build by Chief. It's strong. One of the more OP things about this build, and I think an ability that is extremely OP, if you guys want to make your friends depressed, to bring a Night Goblin Shaman, overcast Vindictive Glare at any of their characters and just cackle as they, basically just get value traded. And that is that. And now for the forces here of the mighty Lotus Moon. He's got Sisters of Thorn. He's got Wild Hunters of Kernus, Wild Riders. It's a full kite build. So he's got Cavalry, he's got Deepwood Scouts, he's got Double Eagle with the Spellsinger of Shadows, and Sisters of Twilight up in the sky. And that is it. So the team decides who plays in their 2v2. Yes, correct. So in this first week, King of the Dead and I decided to play 2v2. In the second week, I decided to do a 1v1, and then Aerocrastic and King of the Dead were doing the 2v2 that week. In the third week, it's Lotus Moon and myself playing a 2v2 together. So each week is a little bit different. Yeah. Oh, Guac, you're in another team. Very cool. Hopefully we'll get the duel at some point here in the tournament. We will see. So the battle is now underway. Lotus Moon, of course, going to be kiting quite happily here. I would imagine moving in with the Deepwood Scouts. But, really, if you look at this army, like, it's pretty durable against this style of play. Like, nothing here really cares if it gets sniped. I mean, you can't really snipe Grom the Paunch. Like, if you snipe a Night Goblin Shaman, that's only like 300 gold value. But look at the Vindictive Glare. Look how OP this ability is. This is like a cheap, like 4 Winds of Magic spell. I think it's like 6 if you overcast it, or 7. And it literally takes like 1,000 plus HP off this dragon. And it's going to be off cooldown here very soon. It's insanely good. I actually think, personally, that Vindictive Glare needs a little bit of a nerf. If you overcast it on, let's say, like a Spellsinger or any sort of a caster on horseback, it'll bring them from like 100% to like 20% if it's a direct hit. It's pretty disgusting for sure. But nonetheless, you know, I still use it when I play Greenskins because it's one of the more powerful tools available to them. But I've been testing it recently, and man, oh man, it is pretty backbreaking. You can go like Night Goblin Shaman with a Troll Hag and just Spirit Leech and Vindictive Glare targets down and really, really put them in the trash can super hard. So there it goes, 3,400 HP on the Forest Dragon. Lotus Moon just getting more or less to surround. You can see a couple troops here. Over in the tree line here, he does have some Glade Riders with Hagbane Tips and Wild Riders and his Eagle. So just trying to get us around here. And here comes another one. And fortunately, though, for Lotus Moon, the little Night Goblin Shaman did get knocked over. So before he was able to shoot the spell, he got knocked over by, I think, the Overcast. Although I think if you stand him up, he still just shoots it. Falcon was kind of telling me that, so we'll see. Is he actually going to shoot the spell? We'll find out here in a second. It looks like he's like waddling towards his target, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to complete the animation. And there's another shot. Like, look at that. 2 Vindictive Glares bring a massive Forest Dragon down from full health to like 45%. That's so insane, dude. So insane. Really good value for sure. Now, there's going to be a Pendulum going down here from Lotus. It's going to hit a couple Goblins, so like the Pendulum doesn't really have any good targets. Chief really picked a solid army against his style of play. And it looks like Lotus might actually get his Spellsinger caught. I'm not sure what happened or why that thing was landing there, but nonetheless, the Forest Goblin Spider Riders might be able to punish it. Now we do have the Rusty Arrows shooting up at the Sisters of the Twilight. If the Sisters had actually been on the Eagle, they would be like near death right now. They would be probably at like 10 or 20%, which is very, very strong for sure. Are you saying there's no... Oh, okay. I thought you were saying there was no sound, but you were just saying something else here. So Lotus Moon now taking advantage of the fact that the Greenskin army is in pursuit over here and trying to get some free charges here with Wild Riders, and is able to hammer some Goblins while the Deepwood Scouts do move up and just try and pick off the Orc Boys. And they do have Swift Shiver Shards, which hit pretty hard, but so far I would say Chief is certainly in a more commanding position. The Vindictive Glares up on the Dragon have really, really neutered its actual diving ability. Right here it looks like there's going to be a Breath Attack coming in from the Forest Dragon, which is going to be cooking the goose here of some Spider Riders, but it seemed like it was like half a Breath Attack. It didn't like fully finish. And the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips are sacrificed, so Lotus has to send those guys in basically to free up his Spellsinger on the Eagle. Obviously, he really needs that piece, right? In the meantime, Wild Riders charging into the Orc Boys here, able to hammer into those forces, and they are down 10 models, 12 models, and that's pretty good value. Wild Riders are really exceptional against such targets for sure. And I would imagine there's going to be more Vindictive Glares coming in soon. It's been a while since I've seen one, so he's probably either saving up Winds of Magic for it or just hasn't had the time to cast it. So here comes overcasting another Vindictive Glare, but it looks like he does take the overcast damage. So he gets knocked down, and does he still shoot it? See, that's weird. Every time he overcasts, he gets like knocked down, and it doesn't actually cast the spell. Although it should cast... Okay, there it goes. So the dragon is at 1900 HP, and now it's down to... Oh, he got so lucky! Oh man, Lotus got lucky. That hit the tree. That would have just like put his dragon down to like 500 HP. Oh dude, that tree. The forest is even trying to help the Wood Elves here. Anyway, Spellsinger of Life somehow landed again. It looks like he might have tried to cycle charge from Goblins or something. And it looks like right here the Spellsinger of Life is going to get circle beaten by the Troll. So Chief really not taking any shit from these cycle charging units. Every time something lands, the Spider Riders are right on top of it. And the Trolls are able to come in and really, really just take them to Pound Town. So yeah, losing your Spellsinger of Life when your dragon is that low is really painful. As a result, Lotus is going to be coming in with the charge here from the Wild Riders and getting a big Breath Attack there on the Stone Trolls, but it doesn't do too much damage. The MV tree, oh I know. From the backside, the Deepwood Scouts are getting good value for sure. You know, wearing down all the infantry units and still pretty healthy on ammo, trying to force the Stone Trolls to overextend. But at that point, Lotus Moon losing his Life Caster and also his Cavalry are trapped here. Pretty much knows the game is over and is going to be withdrawing there. So yeah, Chief with a very decisive victory there in that first game, really showing the power of the dreaded Vindictive Glare. I mean, he only got like 2 off. I think the other ones missed, and he got like 1200 value from that. Like over the course of a game, you can easily get like 6 or 7 of those. Yeah, and he just, every time something dove, he caught it, and that's how he did it. He didn't even have to use a lot of his army there. All right, so let's update the scorecard here. That is going to be a victory to the clan leader of BBB, Chief. We will see how this goes. Well played. And now let us load in to the next game here in just a hot second. All right, get the screen blocker up while we pull up this next replay. The dreaded tree save, I know. So next game is going to be Lotus Moon on Greenskins against Chiefs Beastmen. Should be a fun matchup, actually. We are going to be on Troll Country, so it's pretty close quarters here. Lady turned up in chat. If you guys see the current graphic, it is her lovely art. If you guys want to check it out, follow the link. It is awesome, and I want to steal it. Yes, Lotus is on Team Haggard. Correct. Everyone who's playing that isn't on BBB is on Team Haggard. All right, guys, so we're loading into the next match here. This is going to be Lotus Moon on the Greenskins facing off against Chiefs Beastmen. So if you guys want some Beastmen, here they are. You're finally getting them. And let's do it to it. Well played in that first game to Chief. The 2v2s will be taking place today. They'll be coming in at the very end of the stream. All right, guys, so if we take a look here at the army of the Greenskins, Lotus Moon, he's got Spider Riders and Wolf Riders, a little bit of skirmishing, but much of his army is going to be Savage Orc Biggins and Stone Trolls, which is strong. I mean, Savage Orc Biggins are really good against Beastmen. It pretty much defeats all of their infantry and is also quite good against their monsters, Minotaurs, and Spawn, and things like that. So we will see. Stone Trolls in the back, some Orc Boar Boys, and that is it for Lotus's army. And now for Chief, he is going to be rocking a very wide army. A ton of Ungors, Centaurs all over the place, so a super wide Beastman army, like pretty much wrapping up all of Troll Country here. He does also have a Brave Shaman of Cygor Summoning, Morkor the Shadow Gave, and yeah, just Gore Herds with shields into the sunset, and Ungor Raiders. Ungor Raiders are probably one of the big MVPs here in this particular matchup. So here they come, shooting into the little Forest Goblin Spider Riders. That could, the army here for the Beast People is going to be advancing. Yeah, here they come. Some delicious tea. Delicious tea indeed. And Lotus, of course, will be moving up, trying to get some catches here in the corner. And this is actually a really strong start here for Lotus. He immediately sees the Warhounds in the corner, and his Orc Warboy Biggins are able to ride down these hounds. So that's like, you know, what, a 400 gold catch. And there's also Gore Herd's Vanguard deployed here. So Lotus takes a huge lead early in the game, getting, you know, about 800 to 1,000 gold of value off the battlefield almost instantly. Azag coming over here, Savage Orc Biggins massacring Gore Herds in combat, obviously. And that's really rough for Chief. That's going to make for a very, very tough comeback. And that's also the risk you pay with like Vanguards like that. Greenskins, I don't know if I'm too much of a fan of Vanguarding behind Greenskins. I mean, they might have like some cheap archers, but like they don't really care that much about protecting things. And I don't think you're going to see like Doom Divers or things that you really want to go after here. So that is, you hear the Terror of Beastmen song. Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny. So yeah, the Greenskins getting a huge catch. Now Lotus Moon going to be jumping over here to intercept the rest of the army. And we got some goblins emerging from the trees preparing to come out and fight. So here they come, going to be poking into the Destroyers of Drakewald here. And there's going to be some big Fanatic ball and chains, we will see. And they're going to be doing it to it. Here it comes. Oh, the Fanatics are loosed. Oh god, Lotus Moon with the bomb Fanatics going through the Destroyers of Drakewald. Look at these cracked out goblins just getting in there. Oh god, they're so freaking cool. Look at that, just taking the Beastmen to the club. There's a poor dwarf attached at the end of that. I don't know, I guess they brought him here. Dwarves, I suppose, are high-mass units, and using it as a weapon is one way to... Oh, and he lost his balance. There he goes. I've never actually watched that to its like full duration. That's really funny. But look at the amount of damage. That basically one-shotted the Destroyers of Drakewald. Awesome stuff. So now the 8-peak loonies are engaging here. Azag the Slaughterer, though, fully surrounded, so there is going to be a little bit of a price to be paid here by Lotus Moon. He does land with Azag and gets fully surrounded by Centaurs. But he does use Azag's Ard Armor to put him up to 100 armor and 56 melee defense, which does buy him some time. And now the Forest Goblin Spider Riders are going to be moving in and really, really hammering into those Centaurs. So far, I would say the Greenskins are in, even though Bounce Empire is even, I'd say they're in a pretty good position despite Azag taking damage. They're hurting the Centaurs here. On this side, you can see some Warhounds are being beaten down by Savage Orcs. And yeah, the Beastmen seem to be taking more damage across the board, especially considering they've lost a fair amount of units in the beginning of the game on the Vanguard deployment. Nonetheless, though, Chief is a tenacious competitor. Very, very solid indeed. He's going to keep scrapping regardless of rough circumstances. And it looks like here, oh, the dreaded Cygor emerges from the earth and is going to start taking some Savage Orcs to Pound Town. For sure. Granted, Savage Orcs are very good against Cygors. But, Savage Orc Biggins, excuse me. But the Cygor can still, you know, get some good splash damage. It's a summon unit, so who gives a shit anyways, right? Over here, we do get Azag landing. Going after Morkor the Shadowgave, trying to jump on this bad boy here. And you can see Morkor is... taking it like a champ. A little bit of a misplay for sure. I don't think you should land on Morkor this early in the game. Azag's presence would be much more valuable rear charging these units, tear routing them off the battlefield, but instead he does go for a little bit of a Lord Gooning attempt, and Chief responds with a summon of Spawn. He summons Spawn on top of Azag, actually traps him in, and now Azag will probably be able to get away, but he is going to be taking a fair amount of damage in the process. So a little bit of a rough play there, but so far so good. Here, Savage Orc Biggins still bumping and grinding versus some Gore Herds, but they are fully surrounded, so certainly not enjoying this. And on the far side, we have some Orc Boar Boys as well as some Savage Orc Biggins grinding through these units, and they appear to be winning. So Greenskins seem to be in good shape. Really, the main thing is making sure that Azag doesn't get thrown away in bad engagements. That would be one of the biggest ways that the Beastmen could get their Beast Hooves back in this game. Also, chasing off Stone Trolls. Stone Trolls count for a lot on the Bounce of Power. So if you can break them when they're relatively healthy and chase them off, like in this case, for example, the Stone Trolls are actually broken. If the Beastmen had some sort of follow-up to chase off those Stone Trolls, that could be huge. Now, it looks like Azag able to Spirit Leech spam down this Bray Shaman to the wild, but not before it gets its second Cygor summon off. So it's more or less done its piece. If it dies now, it's gotten its value. It's not a huge deal. And the other Cygor is going to be marching into the Savage Orc Biggins, but Azag, once again, finds himself in a little bit of a precarious situation, surrounded by mostly Beastmen forces. And the Ungor Raiders here are just kind of peppering him down. He only has 70 armor, so even these kind of annoying, pepper missiles can actually do some good damage. And the Beastmen still have a fair amount of Raiders. So the Raiders, like I said, can actually do a substantial amount of damage against the lightly armored Savage Orc Infantry. I think Ungor Raiders are probably one of the most underrated units, actually, on the Beastmen roster. And Azag the Slaughterer is falling back right now. 45 leadership looks like he is going to be able to get back. Definitely finishing off this Bray Shaman would be smart. It is a chariot still and a single entity, so killing that thing would be very, very good. And it actually looks like the Beastmen are pulling this game back. The Trolls are breaking off, and the Cygor Summon, of course, giving the Beastmen a much-needed terror route here in this position, as the Stone Trolls are broken. Oh, no. Look at this. Chief actually does have Centaurs here, so the Centaurs could actually chase down the Stone Trolls and route those guys off. Instead, they actually opt to rear charge into the Savage Orc Infantry, which really isn't a bad idea. Oh, man, and Worker the Shadowgave gets his second spawn summon, the Spirit Essence of Chaos, and actually kills those Savage Orcs outright, while Azag once again finds himself on the ground, completely surrounded by these Centaurs and these extremely fast units. The Wa is active, and so is the Azag's Ard armor, but I don't think he's going to be having a good time here, guys. He's just getting hunted. He's getting bumped and grinded right here, and yeah, man. Looking grim bones for the old boy Azag. He's being peppered by arrows. And here you can see Lotus Moon's going to be rushing in with a pretty healthy unit of Savage Orcs to try and save him, but I think Azag has made one too many mistakes and dives this game. It might cost him. Though, actually, the Greenskins do get their Stone Trolls back, and their leadership is stabilizing, and they are healing. So if Azag could perhaps unite with those guys and wait out the summons, I think there might be a chance here for the Greenskins. But with Azag going down, I think that kind of removes most of the chances that the Greenskins would have in this game. As he gets backhanded by Morker's Pimp Claw right there, you can see Azag is going to be running, and down he goes. Ungor Raiders, man, doing it. Like, if you had not gotten stuck there, he comes back with these Trolls, all these summons disappear. Suddenly you have like a very scary Death Star of Trolls and Azag, right? With Terror Route, but now without Azag here, I think that Morker is going to be able to carry this game here, and you can see that. Yeah, that's going to be it. So Chief with a very solid 2-0. Congratulations to Chief and Clan BBB on the victory there. Yeah, just good play. Good Beastmen play, man. He caught things, again, pretty similar, right? In the first game, Lotus would dive, Chief would catch it. This was very much the same. I think Azag got caught in too many rough situations, and that was that. That was that indeed. Well played. It certainly looked like it was going to be a Greenskin game early, catching some free units, getting some really strong engagements, but in the end, the tenacity of the Beast people was too much to bear, and they were able to do it. So let's update the scoreboard here. That's a 2-0 for Chief. And now, my friends, we can jump on over and update the team score. So that is going to be 1-1 here in this best of 5 series between Team Haggard and Team BBB Criminal. There you go. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff indeed. And let's have some tea here. Why we never see Squigs? Squigs are good in a lot of matchups, just, you know, against Beastmen not so much, because Centaurs really destroy Squigs. So, yeah, you don't want to bring Squigs there. Sad Wa noises, says Garland Green. I love it, man. Hope you're doing well, Garland. Good to see you, man. Dude, the Destroyers of Drakwold. Yeah, the Destroyed of Drakwold. I know, that's good, Optimus Pine. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, man, that was fun. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. Hold on, I'm going to grab a shirt because it's actually a little bit cold in here. I'm going at it the old-fashioned way, shirtless and all business. I think I got one here, hold on. Satisfy the grudge. Yeah, Squighoppers are good. I don't like them against Beastmen because they do pretty badly against Centaurs. Yeah. And there was 4 Centaurs. They would have easily chased down the Squig unit. Squigs are very slow too by cavalry standards. And Beastmen are super quick, so they're usually going to dictate those engagements. That was a wide old build there from the Beastmen though. Man, oh man. Alright. let's get this next game started here in just a second. So the next match, my friends, is going to be Tesla facing off against Hadries in a best of 3. So let's get that party started, man. Here we go. It's going to be Hadries on Greenskins. And once... All right, so we got Greenskins versus Beastmen again. Maybe clan BBB. It's the Beastmen clan. There you got all the Beastmen players in it. Turin, will we be seeing any mass Harpy builds during this tournament? I heard it's OP. You know, maybe in the 2v2 you might see it. Yeah. Lady Turin saying show the chest fluff. Oh, God. Sees the memes? Probably not, because I need to save my hand strength for this game. Yeah. No, I'm wearing pants. I just wasn't wearing a shirt. All right, so let's update the score plates here. Just give me 1 second, and we'll load into the game. Thanks again for joining, guys. It's been a pleasure hanging with you. Sorry I didn't stream yesterday. We're trying to do almost daily streams here. And there we go. Cool. Very good indeed. Let's load in here. Now we have Hadries versus Tesla. It's going to be Greenskins. Greenskins are going to be... oh, look at this. We got the dreaded Blackwork Big Boss coming in hot. With, oh yeah, Footzag as well. Oh, dude, this is exciting. So yes, I think I actually need to change the names to be on the other side. So let me just pause this for 1 second, because I think the replays came from the other perspective. So hold on, I just need to click one button here and it should switch the names. I think that should be correct. All right. So here for the forces of the Beastmen, it is going to be Tesla of Clan BBB. He's got Morkor the Shadowgave in a pretty different build actually than his clanmate there. It looks like he's going to be rocking a whole front battle line of Gore Herds. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gore Herds in total. On top of that, we do have Razorgore Herds. So, you know, not opting for Centaurs and as much mobility. He does have Centaur still, but a little bit more punchy in the front line. So Razorgores with spawn. And he does also have the Butchers of Gard as well. So a little bit of a source of terror there. Butchers of Gard also dominate Stone Trolls in combat. So pretty cool. Ungor Raiders. Centaurs in the back, only 2 of them, though, as opposed to the 4 of his compatriot there. And Morkor the Shadowgave as well. Now, for the forces of the Greenskins, it's going to be a little bit of a tighter build. Savage Orc Biggins, we got double Bob, I think. So it's going to be, yeah, double Foot Bob. And oh, hell yeah, Footzag, dude. Check this out. The name, oh, it didn't change. Hold on. Curse the Baggins. I need to update it. There we go. That should do it. All right. There we go. Fixed. All's good. Thank you for reminding me, my friends. So for the Greenskins, we got Footzag, double Blackwork Big Boss. Bonewood Staff is going to give this army a huge erect buff for sure. The only problem with Azag is he's relatively easy to snipe, so you got to be careful with him. A couple of Savage Orc Airboys in the back line and Savage Orcs here as well, and that appears to be it. So yeah, this is almost like you could use this exact build against like Vampire Counts and it would work as well. The Savage Orc Stone Troll kind of archer combo. Nicholas, thanks for the positivity and entertainment these last few days. Kept me going through my uni exams. I got you covered, man, and I hope those exams went well and that you live long and prosper, my friends. Cheers. And Nicholas, thanks again. We also share a name. My actual name is Nicholas, or Nick. So solid name, dude. Solid name. So Savage Orc Biggins going to be pushing in. One thing you got to watch out for the Greenskins here is not to overextend and, like, you know, let things get picked off. Beastmen have an absolute hard-on for isolating and killing things. And you can see here Tesla is going to be coming in with a huge overload right here. So he grabs all of his Razorgores, all the Butchers, and it's just going to be balls deep rushing into one unit of Savage Orcs. Nice little Vile Tide in the back as well, doing some damage. And here they come. The Beast People swarming in. Savage Orcs, you know, though they hit hard, they are, relatively speaking, glass cannons. So these Savage Orcs are getting worked on. And oh, look at that. Hadries with the dank frickin' effigy of the Git, dropping it here on Morkor the Shadowgave. And he is getting worked on by the double Bob squad. Oh, man, that's a really, really cool play. Bob getting in there, dude. Double Bob. But the problem with that is even though you break Morkor, you probably won't be able to chase him off. And on that same note, now the Black Orc Big Bosses are surrounded and isolated. So there's a little bit of give and take there, but that was still a badass play for sure. On that same note, Footzag is going to be getting launched. You can see he gets punted here by the Butchers of Gard, but now there are Savage Orc Biggins on those units, and they'll certainly be hitting pretty hard. Wherzak himself, you know, isn't a slouch in combat. You know, rocking just 103 melee attack, nothing big. And yeah, the Savage Orcs are able to push those guys off. Now, as far as the Bob squad goes, Bob is right here. You can see Bob and Bob 1 and 2 are surrounded, but they seem to be enduring well. Black Orc Big Bosses do have 110 armor. They're pretty heavy metal for sure. On this side of the battlefield, we of course saw the Beastmen trying to overload that position, and it seems to be going pretty well. The Stone Trolls here are terrified. The Savage Orcs are starting to break, but Hadries does have waves and waves of Savage Orc infantry. and some Orc Boys to buffer as well. And they appear to be doing some really good damage against the Rampaging Beastmen units. The Bob squad pulling back. It looks like they're okay. Morker has returned as well and is nowhere near his healing cap. So Morker probably, with cautious play, should be able to heal up to a relatively respectable amount of health there. Nice brain buster going down from Footzag, and it looks like the Greenskins are going to take a moment here to reorganize their forces. So Hadri's with very smart consolidation pulling in these units. You don't want them to be out here getting hunted by Razorgores and Minotaurs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, though, for the Greenskins, these Stone Trolls are getting hunted down, so nice pursuit there by Tesla. And Tesla now summoning a big Cygor, and this could be a big play for him. If he's able to actually get Footzag and kill him, he's a very expensive character with all the spells as well, and that Cygor is hoofing after him. Wurzag running with all those dancing feet, trying to get away here. He does have some troops back here that can support him, but it looks like the Cygor can't quite get its hooves on him. A little bit hard to tell. And here we do have the Bob squad moving out to try and support these Savage Orcs, and once again actually going for another gooning attempt. So the Bob squad is now chasing the Bray Shaman, but it looks like one of the Bobs does get dragged back here by the Chaos Spawn, but the other Bob does connect and is getting good damage. But the other Stone Trolls, oh, these are just Swamp Things. How could I miss that? Man, the Swamp Things, yeah, getting hunted down by Centaurs. Many of the Troll units here are getting pushed back, and the Beastmen do pull a little bit ahead on the bounce of power. Mind you, the Beastmen do, of course, have a full unit of spawn out. I think they had a Cygor out a moment ago, so there are a couple variables there that lead to that. But the Greenskin army looking a little bit thin on the ground. Many of the Savage Orcs have been taking very attrition-heavy fights, and the Stone Trolls and the Swamp Things being pushed off really, really hurts pretty bad. But the Bob squad is ascendant for sure. Little Brain Buster going down tickles those Ungor Raiders. They weren't really in a very bunched position, so not going to do too much damage. I think for the Greenskins here, they probably just need to wait out the the Beastmen summons and see how that goes. Savage Orcs moving in. We got 47 models, but the Beastmen, like I said, excellent at isolating and chasing things down here. Here comes the Centaurs hammering into the Savage Orcs. They might break here. Hard to say. Savage Orcs really dislike being charged and taking this kind of damage, and the Bob squad is looking a little bit bare bones here. Yeah, it's Bob and Wurzag and just these two characters. And Horus Heresy 1982, Payday, share the joy. Thank you so much, Horus Heresy. And thank you for the Horus Heresy story as well. I'm a fan. Thank you for the 50, man. That is really generous of you, and hopefully you're enjoying this team tournament here. Bob squad is breaking down, man. The Black Orc Big Boss being swarmed by the Beast People, and it looks like the Beastmen might continue to be 2-0 against the Greenskins today in today's tournament. A nice brain buster there by Hadri's. It does get rid of some of the supporting elements, but the Greenskins, as far as what they have in infantry support, we have some Savage Orc Airboys back here, some Savage Orc Airboys over here as well, but Centaurs on the charge should be able to break them. So it really is going to just be the Bob squad here. Yeah, the double Bob. One of them's wavering. There's no healing for these guys. Footzag is, like I said, pretty decent in combat, and they should all be immune to psychology from the aura of the Black Orc Big Boss, so it's not like they're going to be getting terror-routed by the Butchers of Gard. And oh, look at this. They get the Bray Shaman, actually. The Bray Shaman getting worked on by these big boys here. Now he's going to be running. Bounce of power kind of creeping back to the middle, but you know, the Beastmen just have so much stuff. Like, they can really wrap up this force. I believe they have Ungor Raiders. Probably what Tesla is going to want to do this game is just kill everything the Greenskins have except their single entities, and then use his Ungor Raiders to just shoot down Azag, because he has plenty of ammunition, and he has all the, you know, rights to do so, while the Greenskin Foot Squad more or less just has to move after all of these different characters. Yeah, Horus Heresy, thanks again for your donation, dude. That's extremely generous. And the Savage Orc Biggins getting crumped nice and good like by the Goreherds. Goreherds actually hit really hard. And I think for their price point, Goreherds are actually an exceptional unit. But you obviously don't see them much because you don't see Beastmen much. But Beastmen are a strong faction. Obviously, you've seen them defeat Greenskins twice today on stream, more or less. I don't know if the Greenskins are going to be able to come back here. I don't know the outcome of this particular replay here. But Ungor Raider shooting. We'll do a little bit of fast forwarding since it's mostly foot characters. And yeah, the Raiders are just going to pepper in. While the Goon Squad is just moving to try and chase down that Bray Shaman, making sure the character doesn't come back. Butchers of Gard are also going to be really nasty. Like if you send in Goreherds and things like that. The fight looking to be taking place here. So you can see now they're fighting. And yeah, the Beastmen Goon Squad comes in. Butchers of Gard whomping on top of that freaking caster right there. Excuse me, the Black Orc Big Boss. And that is going to be GG. He'll be back. Dude, Hadri's, I love the Bob Squad, man. That was really cool. It was a well-played game by both players. For sure. Breaking the Stone Trolls was very, very strong. But the initial Bob Squad just beating on Morker, man. That was some cool shit. Like I haven't seen that. Yeah, Bob's got 800 and 1700 respectively. Savage Orcs doing pretty good across the board. Trolls, decent for sure. Look at Footzag. Even Footzag almost paid for himself. John Lynn, can I get a hell yeah, brother? Hell yeah, brother! Thanks for the donation, dude. Hopefully that was up to your level of expectations. And for the Beastmen, it was just kind of a team effort, really. You know, Razorgores, Minotaurs, like everyone, you know, piled in and got some good damage. Yeah. All right. So let's do it to it. Let's update the scoreboard. Tesla goes up 1-0 in that best of 3, and we'll be moving into the next game here in just a second. In the meantime, we'll hold on this screen. Do you think we'll see a Beastmen DLC? I'm sure they'll be the next one. I mean, why wouldn't they be? They're so neglected. And I think you'll get Beastmen updated, and then they'll update Chaos and Norska in Game 3. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. All right, so next up, Hadries and Tesla once again. It's going to be Hadries on his dreaded Skaven against Tesla's Greenskins. Should be a fun one. Why are we seeing so many Greenskin versus Beastmen matches? I don't know. It looks like Clan BBB likes their Beastmen. Yeah. It just depends on who's playing, really. You know? Like, there's... Tesla is a Beastmen main. He loves Beastmen, so that's probably why. And I think Chief likes Beastmen, too, so... Yep. And there you go. Let's do it to it. We got Greenskins against Skaven. Let's go ahead and pause this bad boy up. Load in. Have some fun. Thanks again, guys. Is Gard just... No. Gard, we don't have any XMT members on our team, I don't think. Let me think. So we have... I am not. Lotus is not. Hadries, I do not believe is XMT. I don't think... Lotus is, and Aerocrastic is QSA. No, we don't have any XMT members on our team. They have their XMT. I think has 2 teams in this tournament. They have their own. Yeah. All right, guys. So here we are. This is the army here of Tesla. So this is very much the Greenskin build that Falcon started using. So the thing is, a lot of Greenskin players would bring Savage Orcs and things like that, and units of value against the Skaven. What would then happen is that Poison Wind Mortars would kill your whole army. So I think Falcon might have been one of the first people to do this. He was playing in the finals of, I think, my son Herbert Walker's tournament against Skaven, and he brought a mass goblin build with Stone Trolls, because now there's no good targets for mortars here, and there's no good targets for Jezzails. Like, Jezzails don't want to shoot goblins. I mean, they can shoot Grom the Paunch and the Hags, but it really nullifies the effectiveness of those targets. And then it's just basically Spider Riders to support the rest of the army. I honestly think this is one of the strongest builds against Skaven out there. But Hadries, of course, is the Dark Lord of the Skaven, has won the true faction war several times with Skaven. So if anybody has a solution, I'm sure he does for sure. So we got a Plague Priest, we got some Skaven Slaves, we got a Warp Grinder to bump and grind the Horde, Natty Booba Sharpshooter, and Poison Wind Mortars with Poison Wing Globadiers. So you see the Goblins are going to be very happy about this. We got Wolf Rats, and I think that's it. His Lord probably going to be a Packmaster, and I think Lord Skrolk as well. Skrolk is very good against Mass Goblins with Rod of Corruption. Can certainly get some good value there. So let's go ahead and see how it goes indeed. So the battle is underway. Let there be a glorious battle indeed. Yeah, I'm not in a clan. I've never been in a clan in like any game I've ever played. I don't know why. Although, was I ever? No, I don't think so. I think when I was in high school, my friends and I made a Warcraft 3 clan. Yeah, it was like something really stupid, but it was just me and like 5 of my friends. It's definitely a good way to meet some folks and get some really good practice opponents for sure. We have a section in the Discord for anyone who's interested in joining Total War clans. We have a whole spreadsheet with all the clans and who to contact if you're interested. There's different clans for different languages, and sometimes there's clans that don't really have any particular language. There's a bunch of different ones. It's pretty awesome for sure. So far, Hadries with the classic Clan Rat summon, just trying to halt the advance here of the Greenskin Wall. Now the mortars are going to be shooting in, and they'll still get some value. I mean, goblins are, it's about 300 gold. You still need to get rid of them at some point here. So the dreaded mortar teams are getting some shots in there. But in the meantime, one of the best ways Greenskins can get rid of mortars is actually just spamming Spirit Leech from the Hag. And you can see the Spirit Leech has gone down here on the Poison Wind Mortars. This is actually going to be a big value shot right here, potentially. Mortars does hit one of the Spider Riders, and it does hit the second one as well. So now that damage over time effect is going to be trickling into both those units. We get the Rat Ogres moving into the front to support the Skaven Slaves, and the Packmaster is moving in as well while the Jezzail start to shoot. The Packmaster could be a big saving grace here because of his armor piercing and his big presence. He can certainly fight back against the Trolls and Grom the Paunch and those different characters. On the other side, we can see Tesla moving in here with the Goblin Wolf Chariots, going to be hammering into the Skaven Slaves and getting a ton of value, actually, but now being intercepted by Wolf Rats, so Hadries Wolf Rats should be able to stop that Goblin Wolf Chariot in its tracks. And so far, the Globadiers and the Mortars are all, getting good value. Like right here, the Globes are throwing and hitting everything, but they're also hitting the Skaven units, so that's something you have to kind of take into account. And Skrolk is going to be using the Rod of Corruption to kind of bunker bust those characters, but man, oh man, this Packmaster is taking a lot of damage from something. It must be the Stone Trolls or maybe the Hag or Grom the Paunch was able to get some damage in there. Now the Greenskins once again surging in with the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, trying to push past the Clan Rat Spears, which are valiantly trying to hold position, but Tesla is swarming from all angles. But in the back here, Hadri's is able to get a Warp Grinder and does lock down the Goblin Wolf Chariots and is, you know, for a moment longer able to keep his weapons teams going. But the problem is not so much that side, it's more here. The Packmaster getting broken off, the Rout Ogres are actually routing and breaking here. And now it's just Skrulk and the Plague Priest against a bunch of units that don't really honestly care about the Poison Wind effect. Stone Trolls don't give a shit, Grom doesn't, the Hag doesn't. That's the whole kind of strategy behind this build, is that if you're going to be sacrificing value to the Skaven Poison teams, it's just going to be a bunch of shitty, you know, goblins and things like that cost almost nothing, right? They're 300 gold. It's basically expendable chaff. So Grom the Paunch getting in there, and now a nice little isolation here by the Skaven as Skrulk is starting to get his sensor and beat on this giant River Troll Hag here with the Plague Furnace. As far as the Skaven backline goes, I think things are going to start getting a little bit messy back here as the Poison Wind Mortars are getting Spirit Leech and also rode down by Grom the Paunch. The Big Chungus himself rolling through these forces and, yeah, doing some big damage. The Globadiers are still here in numbers, but the Mortars are getting Spirit Leech into oblivion. However, Hadri's is able to get that Packmaster back. He does have the Mortar Ascension effect. Oh no, and the big Warp Grinders. The Warp Grinders are going to be coming in and getting a big AoE damage surge. Nice one right there. It catches these Stone Trolls, although it looks like it's just the snare. I don't know if the damage effect is going. No, it's just the snare. It might save the Packmaster, allow him to rally, but it honestly looks like the Greenskins are probably in a position to win this game. The Stone Trolls are all more or less healthy. They all have 12 models. None of them have taken like heavy damage to kill models outright. Grom the Paunch is healthy, the Hag is healthy, and there goes the Warp Grinder spell, which will be doing some damage, but again, that doesn't do much damage against these type of monsters. It kills goblins, it kills Savage Orcs well, but it's not going to be doing very well against the big boys. And the Stone Trolls are just staying the course, man. And you know, the problem is now the Skaven are a little bit spread out, so all of the fanatics and different units are going to be hunting down all these dudes, right? So the Mortars are going to get hunted. Not that they're really able to do too much here. And the Packmaster is trying to come back. Packmaster is certainly very strong, but there are Spider Rider archers which can really deal with him very efficiently. And now back in the center mass, Hadri is actually holding very, very well considering the amount of stopping power that's here. It looks like Skrulk going to be dropping some Clan Rat summons, which will help against these Stone Trolls. But the Hag is also beating her with her sack of meat here. You can see Lord Skrulk is getting the lunch lady service early, which I'm sure she doesn't enjoy. Yeah. Hadri says 6 regen units are pretty good against Skaven. Absolutely, especially when you go with a mortar style. I think, yeah, I mean, Skaven can certainly beat this, but I think you just have to bring a completely different build. You can't rely as much on the poison effects because they just don't do anything against the trolls. A valiant effort for sure, though. And here on the far side, you can see the Packmaster is hunting down these Spider Riders on the edge of the map. Might actually be able to get a terror out here, which would be pretty strong. And there they go. Oh, that's nice. They're actually going to route right off the edge of the battlefield. Packmaster is very, very strong. And back in this, the Mortar Ascension effect is still doing the work. And the Stone Trolls are actually starting to slowly break. Could this be the dreaded comeback? Skrulk would have to really, really carry for sure, but the Stone Troll Infantry are at -3, but the regeneration more or less outpaces the Mortar Ascension effect. Oh, and somehow Grom the Paunch almost died. It looks like he must have taken some levers to the face or something. Yeah, Grom the Paunch is on death's bed, actually. I didn't even see how that happened, but Grom the Paunch comes in at like 10% HP, and he's just like, oh man, I'm gotta watch out for that rat Skrulk there. Lucky Banner's active, which is going to be giving him 44% ward save, or 40% against all damage types. Now he's going to be going for Skrulk. Skrulk might have a lever in the back pocket. If anything, though, I would imagine Hadri's probably saves that for when the Lucky Banner's gone. But at that point, that is going to be GG. Well played to both players. That Greenskin build, very nasty against traditional Skaven. Because prior to that Felcon, I think, using that build, I was seeing mostly, you know, Skaven running over Greenskins. But then there was a little bit of a paradigm shift, and now I think it's become a pretty even matchup, even maybe a tough one at times for Skaven. But Skaven will adapt for sure. But yeah, very well played. Great games by Hadri's and Tesla there. Both guys are top tier players, and yeah, it was just a solid match, man. Solid match for sure. So that is going to be 2 there, and we can go to the team score. As far as value accrued here on these different units, we'll take a look. Grom the Paunch 1800, Hags 1600 from the Spirit Leech spam. Spider Riders all just trolled and just chased things off, obviously, but the Stone Trolls 1500, 800, and 900 respectively. Skrulk Daddy did pretty good. 1600. Plague Furnace got good value, and the Mortars, you know, got like 1000 and 700, but a lot of that was probably friendly fire too. So yeah, they really were, you know, unfortunately not great against this type of army. Very well played to Tesla and Hadri's. Awesome series. And now we can go ahead and update the team score. So guys, a little bit of a tricky situation. Here's how it works. We now have the 2v2. BBB is up 2-1. So the only chance we have is if the 2v2 is worth 2 points. So if Team Gard, if King of the Dead and I are able to win the 2v2s, then we will win the match overall. But that's our only chance here. They are up 2-1 here. So the 2v2 does carry extra weight because it has 2 players on it, right? So it's worth the value of 2 players. But yeah, we're on the ropes, man. Team Gard potentially going to be dropping our first match here. We'll find out. It should be fun. So for the last one, I will just put Team Gard. Just updating all the graphics here. And BBB criminal. All the marbles are on the table, baby. Let's do it to it. All right. The 2v2 is on. It's me and King of the Dead facing off against the BBB champs. This should be quite a bit of fun. Let's load in here. So game 1 is I am on Skaven. King of the Dead is on Tomb Kings against Norska and Greenskins. It's actually on a small map, so it's a ferocious battle. Hey, 2v2 time, guys. Haven't seen this in a while, huh? I'm excited. Should be quite a bit of fun. More Skaven for you. Yeah, Ben, it's I'm pretty sure it's based on the match overall. I could be wrong too though, but I'm pretty sure that's the way we're doing it is correct. Like each best of 3 is worth 1. It's because it's a best of 5, so. You can get more points from the 2v2, correct? Correct. King of the meme, I know. Him on Grom the Paunch was super funny. No, this is 2v2 with full funds. Each player gets like a full army. Yeah, it's pretty thick for sure. We're trying to load in here, but hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, it looks like we're all good. I guess with this much going on here, it's a little bit scary. All right, so let's load in, guys. It's the fate of Team Gard and BBB Criminal. Let's load this bad boy up, the 2v2. How does faction picking work for 2v2? So it's basically like a pick and ban phase. So like one team picks and bans, and then the other team picks and bans, and then it's like alternating, I think. I can't quite remember. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's take a look. So here in this battle, I am going to be playing Skaven. King of the Dead is going to be the Tomb Kings. No surprises there. And our opponents are going to be using Greenskins and Norska. So clearly you see a recurring theme of the great clan BBB liking to use rush factions. So Greenskins, Norska, Beastmen, all that sort of stuff. It seems like that's really their strong suit here. So yeah, for our army here, it's going to be crappy Skaven front lines, Skaven slaves. I do have Throt the Unclean. But really, I'm just going to, instead of going over every single unit, I'm going to give you the general strategy. So my Skaven is a gun line. I have triple Jezzail, I have Rattling Gunners, or double Jezzail, Rattling Gunners, Mortars. That's more or less it. The rest of my army is a couple Rat Ogres and Skaven Slaves with a Plague Furnace and Throt. For King of the Dead, he's our backbone. He's got the Necropolis Knights. He does also have the Tomb Scorpion. And for his leadership kit, he's got Arc in the Black and a Tomb Prince. So King is basically the anvil and my army is the hammer. That's more or less our strategy there. So we will see how this goes. King of the Dead, of course, loves his Necropolis Knights. And for our opponents, it's just an unholy swarm, like an unholy swarm. Skin wolves, like just all sorts of greenskin, berserkers, goblins, just into the sunset. It is a big zerging army. Leadership core is going to be Throg with a Deathcaster, and for the greenskins, I think it's Grom the Paunch. I can't quite remember. Yes, it is going to be Grom the Paunch here on the far side. So let us know your predictions, guys. Will the dreaded Team Gard be able to pull this back, or will BBB close this one out with a bang and end the hype train? All right, so the battle is underway here right now. Going to be sending forward that Plague Priest to drop some summons right here. Luther Abel, thank you for becoming a member here on the channel. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. Really do appreciate that, my friend. Enjoy the emojis. Look, it's Italian Spartacus, the man, the myth, the legend, the bearded champion. It is him. I'm going to be jumping on a stream with Sparty this week. It'll be his on his channel. He's going to be playing Magic the Gathering, and I'm going to sit on it and shoot the shit with him. So if you guys are looking to see that, head on over to his channel. Right now, the hordes are moving forward. I think I got blasted by some sort of witchcraft, like a Vindictive Glare. It doesn't do as much against armor, but it still is, you know, not insignificant. The Plague Priest does actually have 90 armor, so that can be pretty good. I know, 2v2s are a glorious mess, especially on this map. This map is an absolute zoo, man. It's really intense. Yeah, hey, no worries, man. You're rooting for BBB here. That is fair play. I'd love to see you pull through Turin, but Zerg for the win. No, I completely understand. This is a badass army here from the BBB boys. a lot of stopping power for sure. And we're like sitting here when King and I were in chat, we saw this army. We're like, oh god, it's such a massive wide army. We'll see if we can hold. Thankfully, we have a couple more dissension effects. We also do have the ranged advantage. So King and I basically in the beginning, we're dropping summons, right? So skeleton warriors and clan rats, just trying to keep them from advancing for as long as possible. Jezzail's going to be shooting in as well. Unfortunately, the only thing I can hit are goblins, so I'm just like, whatever. The battle's going to be quick. I don't think I need to conserve ammo. So basically, just shoot whatever you can. But, you know, I was like, man, I wish I had brought like 3 mortars here. That would have been so good against this army. But here you can see the archers are getting peppered down by the mortars, and the skeleton summons are halting the advance and pinning the skin wolves in place a little bit, which is cool. It allows my Jezzail some time to kind of, you know, shoot those guys, and really it's just kind of segmenting their advance here. So right here we do have an engagement going in. Throt the Unclean going to be going after the condom wolves and immediately takes one out, and we do have these summons as well. So I was like, all right, maybe a little bit of free real estate. Throt comes in, kills a couple skin wolves, and then from here we just pull back. So just trying to get little cheeky engagements wherever we can. So here comes Throt the Unclean retreating now while the mortars go in. We've more or less accomplished our mission. We killed 3 skin wolves, and the mortar teams are still raining some hot fire. So guys, just a heads up, 2v2s can be an absolute mess. It's oftentimes very difficult to tell what's happening, so bear with me as we try our best to analyze the current tactics here in this battle and all that sort of good stuff. Mortar team still shooting in. You know, here the Chaos Marauder Horsemen getting peppered pretty good, about 600 HP damage after the fact. And they have been spirit leeching the mortars, so it looks like they didn't want to advance into our kill box, but instead they've been using, I think, overcasted spirit leeches from the Death Sorcerer here, and have also been using Vindictive Glares and other ranged tools to shoot down against the Poison Wind mortars, which have already earned a chevron, which is pretty cool. So far the rat summons doing the work of the gods. Here you can see my little plague furnace moving up and just mortis engineering down some of the goblins. They didn't have that much ranged. I mean, a couple of basic archers back here, but nothing that's like super punishing that I'm like, oh god, I don't want to walk into those handgunners, you know? So here we do go for a little bit of a flank overload again. King brings his Nehekar horsemen and I bring my wolf rats. We try and get some free goblin kills. But with the reaction of our opponents here, you can see that there is a big stone troll blob moving in. And yeah, we have to pull back at that point. We can't afford to get caught in that situation. Unfortunately, my Poison Wind mortars are destroyed by what appears to be, I think, a rock clobber back here, as well as the Spirit Leech spam for very good play there. And now all my Jezzails are just going to be methodically going after characters and whatnot. So I do see the little Goblin Big Boss here. My Jezzails have advanced up and are shooting. Rattling Gunners on the other side trying to engage as well. But here we do get some Condom Wolves. They overextend a little bit. So the Necropolis Knights and Throt the Unclean are going to be piling in, and we should be able to get a free kill here on these bad boys. And you can see that the Skin Wolves are taking massive damage, and we more or less do force them back here. So certainly quite good. Plague Priest is on the run, getting hunted by Condom Wolves, but now the Rattling Gunners and the Skaven battle line is opening up. Rattling Gunners doing a little bit of DPS, a little tickling DPS against those Skin Wolves here. But this is, when their front line hits, it's gonna be the base drop, the metaphorical base drop. It is gonna be a lot of stopping power coming into our army here as the Berserkers move forward. But thankfully we're getting some freebies before the fight starts, like getting these Skin Wolves here and these Goblins, and then pulling back before we take too much damage in return has been pretty strong for sure. Mortars do come back. I think one of the mortar teams, I actually had 2 in total, so yeah, the other mortar team is still going. But here comes the BBB block. The big old Marauder's going to be moving in, fighting the Skeleton Warriors. King going to be collapsing down the hill with his horsemen. It'll do a little bit of damage, but I think they're just, are they Nehekar horsemen? They are, so that's some decent damage. Necropolis Knights are going to have to, used here, and I'm sending forward the Skaven Slaves, and this is like the big rush for our opponents, right? So the Skeletons and the Skaven Slaves, and now the Necropolis Knights will be moving in while the Carrion fly overhead and prepare to attack the Archers. In the middle, though, a little bit scary. You can see some horsemen do find their way through. We kind of had a little bit of an opening here as the Skeletons got worn down. And the Berserkers and Marauder horsemen have gotten into my Jezzail line, so I was like, oh god, this is not going well. You can see getting swarmed here pretty good. Throt the Unclean, of course, able to summon some Rat Ogres here, and we are able to goon that Goblin Big Boss, who's also being pounded by the Rattling Gunners. So a couple decent trades here. Rattling Gunner is going to be preparing to open up on the Stone Troll, so this position is good. Tomb Scorpion from King of the Dead coming in to try and help that center position, but the Warplock Jezzails right here have been crumped. A little bit sloppy on my part, not pulling forward these Skaven Slaves to defend here, but now King is going to be moving up the Skeleton Spearmen to buffer, and I will be pulling back these Warplock Jezzails and trying to get those guys into a relatively good situation. So a little bit laggy. There's a lot going on. There's like wall effects and mortar effects and like all these army effects, so it's going to be a little bit laggy here, even in a replay, which is pretty hilarious. So the archers of our opponent shooting in, blasting into the Poison Wind mortars, but we are able to restabilize our center mass. We send in the Skaven Slaves, and also we get the Mortis Engine effect in here, so we're able to get some nice draining here in this pocket. And you can see that all of the little Savage Orcs and the Biggins and whatnot are going to be having a very bad time versus that Mortis Engine. especially with Plague Monk summons coming down, as well as the Tomb Scorpions. And my weapons team's line is stabilized again. We get mortars online. The Rattling Gunners, I think, got broken off by some archer fire, so he was able to get some beautiful archer fire, and our whole flank over here has more or less collapsed. But we are holding here. We've kind of made a hold, right? We have the Furnace effect. We have a ton of summons. Throt the Unclean is here. Necropolis Knights are going to be charging it as well. Necropolis Knights, of course, do have really, really good armor-piercing value. So against Stone Trolls, they can potentially kill them. In the backfield here, you can see some Berserkers do wrap around and get on top of the Warplock Jezzails. I don't really have anything to stop them with at this point. I think I had a couple Skaven slaves in the back of the map who were trying to do some business. Before the next game, I'll lower my settings a little bit to see if that can help with this. So my apologies for all that stuff. Up on the hill, though, Norska pushing in, Shaman, Sorcerer, and Throg, just an absolute shit show, just so much happening. It looks like King only has some Skeleton Spearmen holding back this entire force here with the Pit Fighters. So really, we're banking everything on the middle. So at this point, we kind of gave up on this hill position. We gave up on the flank. We both kind of consigned to the fact that the weapons teams were going to be dying to the pursuit tools. Marauder Horsemen here and Nehekar Horsemen, of course, defending over here. But the weapons teams weren't long for this earth. So we both commit to the center blob, which is very strong. We have Arkin, we have Necropolis Knights, we have a Plague Furnace. We have a Mortis Engine effect. They don't. So in terms of like grindy blob fights, this is what we want. We don't want to be fighting all over the battlefield. We want them to consolidate their entire army into the Plague Furnace and into Arkin the Black Summons and his Liber Mortis and all that sort of good stuff. So we will see indeed. We have a couple archers. The archers are giving us problems. Throt the Unclean, of course, fighting here. Throt and Arkin fighting shoulder to shoulder. And, you know, they're two villains who I could see kind of being down to fight together if the circumstances were right. But the Skin Wolves getting broken down. Arkin the Black and the boys trying their best. If we take a big macro look at the battlefield, I'll try my best to give you guys everything here. So over here, this position looking very strong for our opponents. They are able to break down the Undead boys. But we still have Throt, we still have the Furnace, we have all of our Chim King's characters, and the Necropolis Knights are still in pretty good shape. And here in the backfield, it looks like we might be able to stabilize some of our weapons teams. Some mortars are back online. They're still blasting even here into the fourth quarter as the Necropolis Knights move in and do hammer those Skaven slaves. Not Skaven slaves, excuse me, the Berserkers. And I mean, I guess the Skaven slaves are always collateral damage. That's just how they roll, but my army is very tattered. I do have the Throt. I also have the Plague Furnace, but aside from that, I don't really have much aside from a couple Wolf Rats. I was able to get, I forgot to show you guys this, but I did get one unit of Wolf Rats, these ones right here, who honestly were one of our biggest saving graces, and those Wolf Rats with poison killed all their artillery. So we killed the Goblin Rocklobber, we killed the other one. So this hero Wolf Rat just massacred their backfield. On top of that, King of the Dead, able to come here with some Nehekar Horsemen and Skeletons, shut down the Orc Airboys, which takes a lot of pressure off the Furnace, off of Throt the Unclean, off all that sort of good stuff. So Tomb Scorpion and Arkin the Black were able to push back, so now you can see a bit of a mass exodus of the Greenskin forces, while the little Wolf Rats continue to just be terrors. So we drop a Spirit Leech here from Arkin on top of the Goblin Shaman. We called for that, and now the little Wolf Rats are going to be able to eat that Goblin Shaman, while the Tomb King's wall of Necropolis Knights, backed up by the Plague Furnace and just endless summons, are able to actually fend off much of the Norscan push. And, you know, Throg is pushing in. He's got the Shaman Sorcerer. He's got all these boys. But the problem for him is Arkin summons, Terror Routes, and Throt the Unclean, of course, will be coming into Goons soon, if I'm not mistaken. Although Throt was actually on the edge of the map chasing down Grom the Paunch. You can see Grom the Paunch is running. And that was a bit of a mistake, chasing him. But I felt for the first time in the game we were in a good position. A lot of their forces were in exile. The Wolf Rats killed their Goblobbers and their Archers, so we weren't being pounded by that much range fire anymore, just a little bit right here. And now you can see these Stone Trolls are getting chased off the battlefield. And for the first time, the balance of power actually reflects us being in a winning position here. Throg is not a character who likes being surrounded. Scroll of Shielding and Spirit Leech going down. He's trying to get away, but King of the Dead doing an excellent job with his Tomb Prince and Tomb Scorpion just staying right on top of him. And I have to say, I think King in many ways carried this game. His Necropolis Knight micro and his Tomb King's like frontline presence was really good, whereas I felt that the weapons teams were the weaker end and they really didn't carry their weight as much due to the swarming nature of our opponent's army. They were able to push through and really do a bunch of damage, but yeah, here we get Throg back. King and I have a really scary Death Star all of a sudden, and also we're still winning on many of the flanks. The Wolf Rats and Skaven Slaves are cleaning up Stone Trolls, which are broken. These Wolf Rats still hunting around, and those guys got some huge value. Reginald Puggington, will you stream all Haggard matches from the team tournament? Yes, every single one. We'll be doing Team Shanka next, and then we are going to be doing, I have all the replays saved, and then we'll be doing DBD as the last one that we play against in the group stages. And then if we end up advancing, I'll of course continue casting. So I'll be doing all of them. Throg is broken. That's really nice. Skinwolf's trying to push in, but King of the Dead is he's the bulldog here, man. He's got his teeth sank in this mighty Troll King, and he's not going to be letting it go with Arkin the Black and those Necropolis Knights. Throt the Unclean just being like a troll in the backfield. He's just hunting where he can. You can see Throt going after the Goblin Big Boss here and just trying to get any little value freebies. Because, yeah, he's helpful in the blob fight, but Throt's speed is really invaluable. Because oftentimes, you know, I'm sure it's like this in actual battles too, right? Like after there's a massive rout, there's tons of units that are disorganized. And Throt is very much like a vulture character, right? He can go around and pick things off like these little big bosses, and he can go after Grom and really cause a lot of problems. So back in this blob fight, Ark in the Black and the Tomb Scorpion able to kill Throg Daddy. You can see the Economolves here are broken as well. And the Shaman Sorcerer is now getting, punted. So basically the Tomb Kings, or excuse me, the Norskins did commit to try and save their lord, but in the end, King of the Dead's little Doomstar here was able to do it. Wolfrats here, piling in, it looks like, against some of these Orc Biggins, and honestly, they do pretty good damage. I probably could have killed them there, although maybe not on the charge. There was 39 of them, and yeah, you can see in the back, Throt just being a vulture once again, chasing down, shattering whatever he can. And, no, it wasn't like that in actual battles. Well, there you go, Harmon. Well, I just would imagine in an actual historical battle, when there's like a rout, it's very disorganized, right? So like cavalry would ride things down on the rout. So it's kind of like the principle I was articulating there. But it's looking pretty grim bones here. Grom the Paunch is more or less the last bastion of strength they have. The Necropolis Knights and Throt are just cleaning up everything that's disconjointed here. It looks like there's a Shaman Sorcerer. And yeah, they're going to be piling in no problem, going after the Javelins up on the high ground, while Throt the Unclean comes in to clean these bad boys up. And they're just all shattering one by one, while the last vestiges here of the Norscan army... yeah, that's what I meant, Harmon. Like, when the battle breaks, it's like, you know, it's disorganized, there's a rout. You know, wouldn't they chase them down or ride them down? I don't know, you can tell me. You seem to know a lot about history. And now, the battle is over! We're on the board, baby! Let's take a look at value, because this is going to be very interesting. But first, we'll update the scorecard here. All right. Very good. There we go. All right, so value in my army. Rattling Gunners only got 400. Mortars did okay, yeah. They still did fine. 1900 and 1200. Jezzails were just trash. So you can see how like my weapons teams didn't perform how I wanted to. I guess, yeah, their swarm was really, really tough to stop. Like really, really tough. And Wolfrats, yeah, these were the hero Wolfrats that chased everything down. 1600 value on these guys, huge. And for King's army, 1500, 1000. Tomb Scorpion didn't do that much. Necropolis Knights 900 and 1300. So yeah, you know, pretty equal value between King and I's armies for sure. Pretty equal value. And now if we look at the Norskins here, 1200, 1400 here. Skinwolves, we got a couple of free picks in the beginning. Not free, but we got some nice picks that I think gave us a slight edge going into it. But I don't know if it was enough. Yeah, Grom only got 346 value. That's rough. Yeah, Grom didn't have too many good targets. Like, all of our monsters were mounted, so his bonus versus infantry wasn't that useful. Yeah. Yeah, it was a GG. And then if we look at, Pacifist Warlord and Sentencia here, we saw the armies, yeah. Archers probably were big. Yeah, 700, 1100 here. Their archers were really nasty that game. Even the little Goblin Rock Clubbers were pretty nasty. Yeah. 100% accurate. After the Waterloo, the Wolfrats were instrumental in chasing down the fleeing French army. I love it. Oh, man. All right. There we go. I love the history analogies with like Throt and Wolfrats right now. It's just bringing me so much joy. So let's go ahead here and prepare the next game. I'm going to lower my settings a little bit here because these battles get real messy like. So let's go graphics from, I think we're on mostly high. So I'll just go back to medium for this. It's going to look a little worse, guys, but it should be more watchable for sure. All right. Yeah, I think if they had been also slightly more aggressive, they like sat back because they were trying to outrange us. I think that cost them a little bit, gave us more time to like get our bearings, but yeah. Yeah, hard to say. All right, now we go to game 2 here in this best of 3. It's going to be myself on Bretonnia and King of the Dead on Norska, and then we're facing the Dwarfs and the Lizardmen. Interesting stuff. Now, the combo we have here is very strong because you can actually heal mammoths, which is awesome. So, like, in 2v2, bringing healing to factions that can't normally heal is very powerful. So, Fey Enchantress, Regrowth casting on, like a big mammoth is very strong. Very, very strong indeed. One sec, guys. We're loading into this match here. All right, let's do it to it. So, Bretonnia and Norska versus Dwarves and Lizardmen. Two very durable factions against two factions that I wouldn't say are very durable, but, you know, they try their best. They try their best. All right, loading in here. The 2v2s, of course, seem to take a little bit more time to load in. Stretch out the old arms here. There we go. Oh my god, it's just like potatoing so hard. No. Don't crash. Why are these 2v2s so like slow to load in? God, I've never had that happen before. Hey Sashimi Nissan, everything's going great. Thank you for asking. Everything's going very good. Okay, this looks much less laggy. The graphics are definitely more potato mode, but it's okay. We'll do it. All right, so if King and I can win this, we close... Oh, man, why is it... Okay, it's flying everywhere. We close it out, but if BBB is able to bring this back with their glorious Lizardmen Dwarf 2v2, which, you know, they can bring a life slot, actually, to heal Dwarves, which is pretty cool, we'll be going to game 3 here. So, here it is. You made a killing on the market last week? Hell yeah, man. You know, Sashimi Nissan, I was looking into getting into that kind of stuff. Shoot me a message in Discord if you're interested in chatting about it. All right. So guys, if we take a look here, the Norskin and Bretonnian Horde is going to be King of the Dead and myself, and we're facing off against the mighty Lizardmen and Dwarves. So we got peasant mobs in the front, backed up by marauders, backed up by peasant archers. We do have triple trebuchet, so we're going to be throwing some rocks at them. And as far as the rest of our army goes, we do have Paladin, Fey Enchantress, with Wolfric, who's going to be on a Mammoth, Skinwolf, Metalcaster, and Norskin Ice Trolls. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. On top of that, we got a couple of questing knights, so I have some light cavalry around the edge of the map. I don't mean actually light, I mean a light amount. So I only have 2. We also have some Pegasus Knights and Deep Vanguard back here, and King has some Hounds up in the hills. Now, for our opponents, it's going to be Skink, Saurus, you know, Dwarf Infantry. As far as their backline goes, it is going to be Double Cannon, Temple Guard, and it looks like it is going to be Lord Mazdamundi as well. So it's very much like a defensive artillery build, which we're okay with. You know, we have ways of, you know, pushing up and causing problems and things like that. So we will see indeed. The battle is now on. Here comes the peasant mobs. Yes, glorious indeed. The peasant mobs taking those shots right in the face. In the backfield, we do have the Pegasus Knights. So the Pegasus Knights are going to be flying in soon. King also has a vanguard of the Beast of Tashnar, so we were hoping that we could get a sneaky dive on like some cannons or something else back here and really do our thing. Is it actually lagging or are they standing still? Okay. Like from a distance with the graphics low, it looks like they're just not moving at all, but yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Our team's allowed to take the same faction on both players? No. I think that's one rule that isn't... you can't play the same. You have to do different ones. Norskin Warhounds here from King do attempt to dive the cannon. I think they actually got on top of the cannon and shut it down. King of the Dead, of course, has amazing Hound Micro. He's really, really good at doing these like harassing tools. So far, a lot of pressure coming in. In the meantime, Pegasus Knights were discovered. And I felt like he had ample defense, so I get my Pegasus Knights and I pull them back because currently they are harassing us with a core of Pterodon Riders and a Skink Chief. So I was like, you know what? Let's get some Peasant Archers shooting them, and then let's get the Pegasus Knights back and try and really shut these bad boys down. In the meantime, we do have some dreaded Field Trebuchet still shooting. I believe we were shooting at the cannon crews in the back, trying to get them down. The Norskin army is going to be advancing here, while the Bretonnians kind of stay back. With the Peasant Bowmen, some Questing Knights lurking here on the edge as well, preparing to strike in and do some damage. And again, the Hound's still just harassing, King being very annoying back here. He's got his Hounds and he's just occupying their attention and getting ammunition to be wasted. That's really the name of the game. And he also has another unit back here as well. So Trebuchets, I believe, yeah, we were shooting at their cannons because we wanted to force them forward. If you can force Dwarven armies forward, they generally have a very bad time. And with 3 Trebuchets, you can probably shut down 2 cannons here. So we're trying our best to get those guys, you know, down for the count. In the meantime, Pegasus Knights in the backfield are flying across, and you can see they're moving in, trying to get those Pterodon Riders offline, taking an angle of pursuit. Fey Enchantress and Paladin here on the ground, moving underneath to make sure there's plenty of magic support and different things like that. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes indeed. And the Field Trebuchets blasting down, continuing to rock those cannons. And now the Dwarf and Lizard armies are going to be moving forward. And yeah, the battle is on, man. Here it comes. The Pegasus Knights should be able to potentially catch those Pterodon Riders, although with poison it doesn't look like it, so a little bit unfortunate here. Very good play by our opponents, doing a full roundabout of our army and then actually getting away, and then retreating into the Skink Skirmishers here is going to be forcing my Pegasus Knights back, because this ultimately is a pretty god-awful trade for me. So Pegasus Knights pull back. It looks like we're going to be losing a model there. And the Questing Knights also pulling back. I know I can't catch those little skinks, especially in the swamp. So that is going to be relatively tricky indeed. Field Trebuchet still doing great, though. One cannon of theirs is in really bad shape. And the whole strategy, King and I were talking, we're like, let's break that cannon with attrition. And then when the crew runs, you chase it down with your hounds that you have waiting back there. In the front, you can see the skink cohorts coming in. And King and I also decided that we want to do a flank overload. So what we do here is we get the... one second here. Can I turn on the drawing tools? Yeah, I don't even know. I almost never use them in replays. I'll use them live, but anyways, we're going to be getting the Paladins and Pegasus Knights and moving up over into this forest area and overloading their flank. Their army is very square and static compared to ours, so ideally we can overload one position and just kind of grind through the army when they're at a bit of a weakened point, right? Here, the Peasant Bowmen going to be shooting into the skink skirmishers hiding in the trees, and the Peasant Mobs and company are preparing to meet these skinks. Advancing on the front line, Enchantress just doing a little bit of unicorn harass here. Not going to be staying too long, but draining down those skinks never hurt anybody. So here comes King moving up Wulfric on the flank. They have a lot of stopping power. They have Quarrelers. They have obviously Gotrek and Grombrindle here. They have a Carnosaur, but one of the cannons is offline, so you can see it running. And they're doing a good job trying to protect it, actually. They follow it with Temple Guard to try and get that bad boy back, but King is like hunting like a predator here. You can see all like the different clicking and aggression that he's utilizing, but very good usage of our opponents guarding that with the Temple Guard. Awesome play for sure. In the front though, here it comes. Questing Knights preparing on the flank, and now their Quarrelers and whatnot are shooting in, but it's just Peasant Mobs. We don't really care. They are there to be massacred, although some shots are going into the Marauder Great Weapons, which certainly hurts. And the Trebuchet is still blasting, so one cannon is offline. I think the Trebuchets are now shooting at something else, and King is able to get his hounds, I think. No, actually a little bit of a misplay there. His hounds do get caught, so our opponents do get the jump on the hounds, and they're finally going to be run down there. His other hounds, too, might get away here and get the cannon crews. It looks like they will, though they are being pursued by the cold ones. So he loses one unit of hounds, but at the end of the day, we get that cannon, so it is somewhat worth it. The Trebuchets have switched targets. Now I started shooting at the Thunder units, trying to damage those units to the best of my abilities, but it's been a little bit of a tricky pickle, but you can see we're unifying our forces for like one big push. And in 2v2, if you guys are like trying to get into it, you want to play it more like your one big army that's like working like one like unified strategy, not like two separate armies fighting together. So like one player, you utilize the strengths of your respective factions, right? So here, Wulfric's going to be moving in. The Trolls are going to be moving into the Dwarf Warriors as well, and the Paladins as well. And we're just going to try and bunker bust this position, because by fighting here, like all these range tools here are kind of out of range of that fight, so we can like pile in and overwhelm them and hopefully do some work. Really, we just want to take pressure off the Trebuchets in the backfield, because we don't want that big front line pushing into ours here. So here comes the Hero Blob. We got the double Paladin, Fae, Condom Wolf, Wulfric, plus the Shaman Sorcerer. And those Dwarf Warriors should be breaking relatively quickly. Blasting Charge is going down in Wulfric here, but you know, we'll see how it's going. So here comes Wulfric moving in. There is Gotrek and Grombrindle, so it seems like our opponents are quite ready to meet us. But the one thing we have here is a nice Mortis Engine effect, so if they do end up lobbing on us, it could be quite nice. Now, normally Wulfric isn't able to heal, right? Right now he's getting pounded by these two dwarves. We have the White Dwarf here, we have Gotrek, getting some really nice damage, right? But in this case, I have Regrowths, which I've been saving the entire game just for Wulfric, because I know our opponents are going to be focusing down Wulfric to the best of our abilities. So the main thing here is Wulfric is like the big distraction Carnifex, and from here, our little goon squads are going to be going after their range tools, because without their cannons and their Quarrelers and their Thunders, they have very little way to deal with our big monster squad. Stone Trolls, or excuse me, Frost Trolls piling in as well to support the Brutes of the Hound. Should be able to crump these Longbeards pretty well, and now you can see the Enchantress and her two Paladins are really pursuing these Quarrelers very heavily and getting some solid damage. In the backfield, we do have a bit of a cav engagement. The Pegasus Knights did engage and fight some Pterodons, and the Questing Knights also helped, but our opponents pulled the Carnosaur and some cavalry over there, so it certainly didn't feel too good. But the blob fight is going okay. You can see that Wulfric is fighting well. Fight or die, he's gotten some good damage here, and also a big erect final transmutation coming in from King of the Dead is able to really nail all the Dwarven leadership, and the Skin Wolf's moving in, so that was some nice damage. In the meantime, my Enchantress and Paladin blob is going after his range tools, while the triple Trebuchets are able to clean up his other missiles. So we're slowly and methodically getting rid of all the missile pieces. In the backfield, though, our opponents do get some range tools shooting into the Trebuchets, so one Trebuchet is in a little bit of trouble. But anything that does get through the front line, I'm using the Questing Knights as like a football sweeper to try and, you know, clean up here, basically. Or soccer if you're American, depends on the circumstances. You guys get the picture, but we're getting some good value from those Questing Knights, and the Peasant Bowmen in the back are just raining torrents of fire in, while our glorious Goon Squad continues to just stomp through this army. The Norse Control's giving us a little bit of frostbite and buffering for our big characters here, but the Mortis Engine effect is going to be super nasty and helping us win these goon fights. And Wulfric took a little damage, but he just received a regrowth, so you know it's not going to be terribly effective. He's got such big HP, so those regrowths are so cost effective on him. It's pretty insane, actually. Pegasus Knights in the back have come back, chasing down Pterodon Riders. It looks like they do have their cannons back online. Both of them actually ended up coming back, so very well played to our opponents. It actually gives us very, very good stopping power there, or them very good stopping power. But the blob fight is certainly going in our favor. The Sara Spears are trying their best, but now we have Marauders piling in. The Norscan Ice Trolls are very well supported here. The Mist of the Lady is lowering the melee attack of all these characters, and this position is going very, very badly for our opponent's forces. While in the backfield, all three of our Trebuchets still shooting. The Peasant Archers still going strong, because many of their forces have been rerouted over to this engagement, so there hasn't been too much frontal pressure here, which is good because, in all honesty, we don't really have that much to defend. If you look here, the Trebuchets are kind of undefended. I mean, there are some Questing Knights and Peasant Mobs back here, but really not too much to do there. Now, this is a huge play back here. The Pegasus Knights actually come in after having killed Pterodons, and we shatter both cannons. That was huge, because those cannons were pounding Wulfric, pounding our characters, and really giving us a lot of problems this whole game. But shutting down the two cannons with these Pegasus Knights, which just shows the value of like one annoying piece like this, is so nice. So the Pegasus Knights of Bretonnia succeed on their mission, and Wulfric does get caught in another net once again, and a banishment goes down from Lord Mazdamundi as the Temple Guard prepare to surge in. Ruination of Cities doing absolutely nothing as usual, and the rest of the fighting, again, going quite well. Peasant Bowmen are really eviscerating anything that tries to advance on us, while the Peasant Mobs and remnants of my Knights are able to keep anything from getting into this backline position. Trebuchets have more or less used like most of their ammo. So now this is where it gets a little bit hairy, though. They do send in the Feral Carnosaur. They also have a Skink Chief sitting overhead, but the Fey-Enchantress Paladin squad is just doing so much work. And basically, I've been cycle charging Grombrindle and Gotrek over here with my Paladins, while King runs wild with the Beast of Tashnar and really, really causing some serious problems. Paladins pulling back here, Fey-Enchantress pulling back as well. Yeah, it's definitely fun to watch 2v2s on replays. It's much better because in 1v, without replays, it lags really bad. If you have 4 players playing plus a spectator, that's 5 people connecting to each other. But, you know, with just 4, it's fine, but with 5, it really is kind of the breaking point. So thank you so much, Alex Hughes and Schmandal, for the donation. Really appreciate that, guys. And so yeah, now my character Goon Squad going after Gotrek here, trying to cycle charge him into oblivion. In the meantime, Wulfric here in a little bit of a scary fight. Brutes of the Hound are buffering and providing him some ground support, while the Trebuchets actually are shooting into the Feral Carnosaur, which is hilarious. And it looks like we've gotten some good damage. But yeah, the Paladin squad doing great. Getting rid of those dwarf characters pretty effectively. Chalice of Potions being used on their Longbeards. And the backfield here for us is doing really, really, really well. The Peasant Archers haven't stopped shooting for like a single moment this whole game, which is quite brutal. And those cannons going offline is a huge, huge win for us. More importantly, the Condom Wolf here, the Skin Wolf Werekin, doing some great work against the Feral Carno with the Brutes of the Hound. Looks like Mazdamundi being defended by some dudes back there, by some Sara Spears, but we almost got Gotrek down. He's very, very low. Their team doesn't really have any healing outside of Apotheosis, so we don't have to worry too much about these really powerful dwarf characters being healed up. That would actually be problematic. If they had brought like a Life Salon and were healing these guys, I mean, a little Apotheosis tickling the pickle here is only 400 HP, but if it was like a regrowth or something, that'd be really nasty. But Wulfric has the favor of the Fae, so apparently this Norscan Raider is getting the favor of the Fey-Enchantress, which is quite hilarious. And I'm being hunted right now, so thankfully my Goon Squad's pretty quick. The Condom Wolf moving in, Wulfric moving in. We're going to be committing to this fight, so King and I called for an attack right now. We're like, go in, all hands on deck, baby! So we both piled in, both Paladins going after the Feral Carnosaur. While Wulfric gets an Earthblood, he gets the favor of the Fae, and Wulfric is just dominating with that extra melee attack, just cutting down Gotrek right there. So Gotrek has fallen to Wulfric. Now Grombrindle is most likely going to be next. While the Paladins juke around, we circle about face, and now we're going to be charging into the White Dwarf, while Wulfric changes about to go after him as well. Now, a big look at things. We do have the Cold One Riders here. We appear to have some Skink Skirmishers, but aside from that, the Trebuchet crews are stable. One of them kind of got taken out, but I think like it's all safe back here, right? So all the Trebs have been firing the entire game, and both of our hero Goon Squads are like perfect health. And yeah, Wulfric gets very damaged here. You know, he takes a lot from the White Dwarf, but Grombrindle only has like 300 HP left, so one attack from the Big Mammoth should finish him. Although it looks like King might be trying to run here instead, but my Paladins are hot on his tail here. He's at 188, and down goes the White Dwarf to the Paladins of Bretonnia. So they're piling in now. They got spears, they got some Longbeards, some missile pieces as well, but there's Bretonians and Norskins more or less everywhere, and we do still also have that Mortis Engine effect, like I said, so the blob fights are really going to be favoring us. I feel like in 2v2s, the real staple for like a competitive 2v2 build is one, having a Mortis engine on your team, and two, having healing for a faction that can't normally heal. Like, those things are probably the biggest recipes for success that I've observed so far in these 2v2s here. So now they're going to be turning around, attacking the Coldland Spear Riders. My two Paladins will be piling in to support as well. Peasant Archers just raining hot poison fire here. Just God knows where they dip those arrows. Probably into their the Bretonian septic tanks. Who knows? But yeah, or the holes they tend to use instead. But yeah, the Peasant Bowmen really punishing those guys. Mortis engine effect going down, getting some big drains, and now Wulfric will be piling back in a moment to help me out, because this could be a potential throw here. Like, if I left my Paladins in the Fae to actually die in a blob of Lizardmen, it would be really, really bad. But Chalice of Potions is going to be really nasty. So here it comes, the favor of the Fae going in once more, dropping from the sky. Oh, give it to us, baby. Oh, God. Chalice of Potion, making the dinosaurs extinct once again, blasting the Saurus into another dimension. Brutal stuff. And Wulfric, after rallying there, he once again gets the favor of the Fae. And yeah, now they're moving in. So our little goon squad is pretty unstoppable this game. They really haven't had the tools to deal with a healing Wulfric, Fae, and double Paladin. It is very, very foul. And from there, we are going to be jumping on Lord Mazdamundi. Feral Carno's moving in, but even if it does get some damage on Wulfric, there was still another regrowth in the back pocket. So that's going to be a tricky pickle, my friends, as Lord Mazdamundi is shattered due to army losses, and that is going to be the glorious victory. Well played indeed. And with that, we'll take a look at the values, of course. Let me go ahead and minimize here. That is going to be a 2-0 in the 2v2s, which then, at the end of the day, if we go to the team score, takes Team Gard from the depths of despair and puts us with a 3-2 victory here in our match against BBB Criminal. Pretty crazy stuff for sure. It was a amazing series for sure. I stole your joke. I'm sorry. I won't forget the values.
I'm going to ship Jason's package.
All right, perfect. So let's show you guys the values now. We'll jump back. Lady Turn saying hello. Don't worry, I won't show you guys. I won't blue ball you on the values. We'll go through everything. So GG to BBB. It was an amazing series, really, really close. Ended in a 3-2, and man, oh man. I am grateful that the 2v2s count for extra points, because if they did not, we would have been in trouble. But alas, you played to the format, so it was great. So if we take a look here, Fae Enchantress 1,800, Paladins 1,000 apiece, Peasant Archers, yeah, pretty good, like 500-600 apiece, which is great. Questing Knights did okay. Pegasus Knights got 800, and the Trebuchets, yeah, they all did good. 700, 500, 1,300 on that one. Nothing like really, really stood out in my army. Wulfric though went Super Saiyan with the healing. Yeah, that is really strong. 3,400 on him. The Conan Wolf got 1,300. Brute of the Hound got 1,300 also. Yeah, Norse Controls did okay. Nothing crazy there. Nothing like super insane. Grombernal and Gotrek both got about 1,500 apiece for the Dwarven Missile pieces. Yeah, like nothing in that army really did like insane damage, but Wulfric with healing was pretty gross. The cannons, yeah, we kept them offline and disrupted for quite some time, which was good. What is a good lord to bring for Bretonia? Fae Enchantress is probably the strongest lord, Schmandolf. Yeah, for Bretonia. Lewin is really good too, though. Depends on your playstyle, how you want to do the match. Yeah. So for the Lizardmen here, we got about 600, 900 here. Yeah, Carnosaur's got about 1,000. Nothing insane. Really, the big winners were Wulfric in terms of DPS, and of course Fae Enchantress with about 2,000 value. But a lot of that was cycle charging and the Mortis engine, so pretty nasty for sure. Can Invocation of Nehek heal Tomb Kings? Yeah, it can. Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts is actually a pretty strong team. Because like you can bring like you can heal Ushabti Grapos, you can do like all that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong indeed, my friends. So there you have it. That is the final countdown. The final score of this team match. Sorry for you guys just joining now. Is going to be Team Gard with a 3-2 victory over BBB Criminal. Very, very close for sure. Very, very close. But in the end, that is going to be the tail of the tape. So well played to those guys. They were all quite fun to play with. GG. And the next match in our team tournament is going to be us versus Team Shank, which should be taking place, I don't know, maybe in the next few days I'll stream it. Maybe early next week. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we'll be getting in with that. I do want to do some other tourneys and maybe King of the Hills this week for sure. Yes. And there you have it. All right, so now to close out the stream, as we usually do, we'll do the dreaded FFA. We're just going to do one. I have some other stuff I want to take care of today, so the FFA won't be too long here, but let's go ahead and go back to the local recording. For anyone who wants to do the FFA, it's going to be first come, first serve, and then we'll close out today's stream as we usually do in the ceremonial fashion. So, going to be TFFA. Password is just 123 this time, and we'll see you guys in there. So, glad you guys enjoyed it. Glad you guys enjoyed it. So let's go to the dreaded free-for-all. Looks good. Let's do a 1v1 free-for-all. We saw the Mighty get hailed last time. Now, we have to think of a different strategy here. Yeah, undead stacking is really good. The Mighty were hailed last stream. I think I need to switch it up. So we got Red Falcon. Papa Tutu. I have no idea what this is. And then Hadri's as well. Hadri's, of course, bringing the scourge of my existence, which is Sigvald. Let's go. I don't even know what to bring here for you guys. We have Lizardmen. We have High Elves. I'm not going to play Sartosa again since we did that last time. We can do... Could do Dark Elves. We'll do some Dark Elves. They never get any love. Don't worry, I'm going to meme. I'm going to meme hard. The Condom Wolf is here. Alright, so... Who do we want to play? I think there's only one choice if you're memeing. Oh my god, he's so terrible in FFAs, though. He's so bad. Like, Malice Darkblade sucks so bad in FFA. God, does Malice really only have 2400 HP on his regular mount? Jesus. Oh my god, okay, well... Okay, you know what? That's fine. We can do this. Foot combat techless. No, I got something fun for you guys. You're gonna like it, trust me. Oh my god, it's so expensive. Okay. Looking good so far. No. No, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. It might not be a tournament legal army, but I can assure you it's not good. What do we have here? High Elves? And okay, I don't want to fight the High Elves, that's for sure. Not with this army. This godforsaken army I have here. Lizardmen and Chaos. Oh, God. There's so much nastiness here. Okay, what other memes can we throw in here that are going to be fun? We probably need a couple good units just to, like, have a fighting chance. So let's get those guys. That should be fine. And then we can get... This will be good. Alright, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? This glorious build is ready. So we have some good units, but for the most part, it's just the haggardness. So Red Falcon asks if you can know camp units. All right. Can you guys guess who I'm bringing? Can you guess? I'm sure some of you guys in chat might get it right. Oh yeah, baby, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited for this. We got some nastiness going on. Let's just cut no abilities on anything and just bring everything and see what all these freaking things that you never use do. Oh, man. FFA says degenerating Malice. Yeah, Malice is just trash in this format. What is the range on Medusas anyways? Okay, they have 125 range. They can, what? They can counter skirmish against, like, things. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going full meme. I was going to have some semblance of a good build, but then I just went full into the terrible build. Like, I had some repeater crossbow cav and scourge runners, but I just cut them all for terrible units. So you guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like, no cavalry, just full... Oh, I need to switch the map, too. Let's do that streets map. That one's really good. The Steppes of Isha. Yeah, this one's fun. So I'm going to ready up. This build is just absolute dog shit. Oh, you know what? What could actually be helpful for these? Yeah, okay. And let's do that. I can't afford both those, damn. Okay. Did you turn the settings to medium earlier? I did. Yeah, so it's going to be medium for this too, but it's okay. Yeah. Dude, don't talk shit about Hellebron, Felcon. Come on, dog. Hellebron is here. She's ready. A little early spoiler for you guys. she's not holding anything back. Yeah, if Dark Elves had some way of healing, it'd certainly feel good. It wouldn't be lore friendly for them though, for sure. But you know. Hellebron was really fun in tabletop. She hit like an absolute truck, and with the Shadowcaster you could launch her across the table like a screaming missile. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Is it readied up? How come it's not showing the ready sign for me? There we go. Perfect. That also means medium unit scale, does it? Oh god. Really? No, it doesn't. Does that really change you off like the proper size? Oh, that's so stupid. Well, it's okay. We'll get a little bit of a different look at things. Yeah. Thank you, Lich109, for reminding me, because that would have been really annoying if I didn't notice that. Medium unit scale, huh? Well, that might actually make my army a little bit better. Yeah. Let's see. Is it medium unit scale? We'll find out here in a second when we load in. So it begins, the greatest battle of our time. Oh, stretch out the old arms. Everyone in tabletop dies to one cannonball. Dark Elves healing would be hell, yeah, it'd be pretty strong. Hey, they have healing on the Hydra though. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, it's accidentally on medium unit scale. Sorry about that. Well, you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. It's okay. All right, so here's my army. You have 2 Black Guard. You know, you guys get a little bit of a different look at things. And then we have the Crone Chariot, the Crone Bone. She's going to be riding here, and then we have the double Hydra Chariot. Wait, oh, hold on, I gotta get. Oh my god, they all look so similar. Which one is the Bloodrack Shrine? All right, so we got the double Haggard Chariot plus the Medusa, and then we have a Deathcaster for purple sunning here. All right. Yeah, we do have low scale, unfortunately. It's okay. It'll still be fun. This build is unstoppable. I'm gonna put the pressure on our opponents here. Who do we want to fight? Probably, I don't want to fight Sigvald. Although Sigvald getting run over by the chariots would be. You guys like this build? Just like... Oh my god. I'm gonna battle the mighty Red Falcon over here. He won't know it hit him. He's gonna be like, oh my god, that build's OP. Yeah, should be fun. The Bloodrack Shrines, they're gonna be shooting their lasers. We should be over 300 models. Oh, I actually can't even check. That's funny. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're on medium funds, yeah. Oh. You can feel Falcon's nerd boner from here. Oh, yeah. Here it comes. Are you ready for this Red Falcon? Let's see. Let's see what he's got. He's probably going to have, like, solar engines and skinks just, like, annihilating me. Hopefully he's, like, elite, so I have a chance. Oh, okay, that's actually good for us. He's got a Dreadsaurian. So let's go get the Medusas to start blasting. They don't. The Shrines don't have AP and melee now. They're like... That's why I was gonna... Okay, Hadrius has a Hell Cannon, so screw that shit. What is he shooting at, even? Oh my god, he just hit the building. That's so funny. Oh god, fire everything! I don't have anything to fight that Dreadsaurian. Shoot it! Shoot it! Oh, they're so terrible. Okay, he pop shielded the old ones. Pull back! Back! The Dreadsaurian's coming! So we're gonna have to just like Spirit Leech that thing and just like hope for the best. The Medusa's gonna go and just start like blasting here. Yeah, it's good Anakin, good Annie. Alright, let's move here. Okay, Shrines. Come on, Medusa. Okay, if we can actually hit those Star Chamber Guardians from the side, it'll hurt pretty bad. Come on. Let's go. Huh! Oh, yeah. Look at that. Scoot and shoot, baby. Let's go. Medusa! Medusa hard carry! Oh, here comes another one. Another one. Oh, look at that. We're just blasting these guys, dude. Let's go, shrines. Unleash the Haggard Shrine salvos. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, the Medusa DPS. Give it to us. I can probably get him in a purple sun, too, if he's not careful. Of course they're obstructed. They're such shit units, God. He's coming. So I'm going to send in one as a bit of a bait here, and then I'm going to try and purple sun him. Okay, let's pull back now. From the frickin' Dreadsaurian, please. Okay, okay, that was a good purple sun. We got some value there. I don't know what these spears are doing. Crone Hellebron. Come on, let's go. Pull back. Oh, yeah, look at that. That was nice. Okay. Okay, okay. Oh, God. Hadries, why? Why, Hadries? Why this? Come on. Don't you have better things to do? Come on, Crone. Let's get in there. Crone Bone. Oh, I don't want to rampage him quite yet. Hadries freaking trolling me over here. Look at this shit. Can't have any fun. Oh, my God. Am I just dying here? Okay, we got to move in. Hellebron. This is what she does best. She just dies. The Dreadsaurian just blasting her. Oh, God. Now I have to deal with Hadries trolling me in the back, too? How dare you? Okay, the Crone might live. Oh, we should probably get an altar in there for support, huh? Okay. Oh, okay. That's going to be some sort of... Man, the small funds is really hurting both of our armies here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, this is going so badly, dude. And now there's like Marauder Horsemen shitting on me back here. Oh, my God. Come on, Medusas. I might just have to, like concede this fight in some ways and then just, like, pull my Medusas away. Okay, let's start like blasting his shit and see if we can do anything. We've pretty much conceded the fact that we're gonna lose that. We do have a purple sun for when they blob up again. Oh, the Crone lives! I almost want to like freaking do this here. See if he's watching. He's probably not since he's like fighting over there. Oh yeah, give it to me, baby. The Crone lives to fight another day. Alright, so we got some good points, but we're still in a bad situation since he did a bunch of damage to us before we were able to fend him off. The Lizardmen monsters, we maybe don't want to fight them. Let's just like pack our bags and go elsewhere. Yeah, it's like screw this shit. Screw that Dreadsaurian. Alright, let's pack our bags and go home. Let's go over here. I don't want to fight that Lizardman army. Like, the Chaos army is way more doable, and it looks like they're just having a standoff. Alright, so let's go over here. The Black Guard can try and run, but it's probably not going to work out. The Crone lives! The Crone is going to hide in the trees over here until the late game, and then emerge and just carry everyone into the sunset. You guys just wait. Oh my God, look at the Dreadsaurian. Okay, well, we better halt and try and get our charge bonus here. Or charge defense, yeah. Oh my God, the Dreadsaurian on these funds is terrifying because like everything's so squishy. He literally kills you in like 2 seconds. Okay, let's go, boys. And well, mostly girls, I guess. It's hydras and shit, Medusas. Okay, we'll turn for a second just to shoot here. You guys ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Let's go. Oh, Medusa. So cool. Be gone, spawns of darkness. Okay, they're broken. I'll probably run off the map. Yeah, we want the Lizardmen not to go after us, preferably. Yeah, it looks like Hadri's army might have died over there. Papa Tutu got him. Oh God, the Dreadsaurian's coming for me. The Crone is taking the ring to Mordor. We have to like juke the Dreadsaurian on this terrain. Dude, it's such a terror on the medium health. So for anyone just joining, this is actually medium unit scale, so everything's like much smaller HP pools. Oh my God, that High Elf army is actually lion chariots. Oh, Sigvald's camping in the trees trying to fight, which is... Despite Hadri's backstabbing me, I will ride to his aid. I will ride to his aid. The Hellebron creeping through the trees here. What are these? Fire? Oh, those are the Fireborn? Screw that shit. Okay. No, bad Dreadsaurian! That thing could kill my entire army. Like, everything would die to it. So, someone has to be sacrificed here. Alright, are they gonna get the charge defense? Form ranks! Form ranks! Hold! Halt! Okay. I feel like I'm playing like a mini game where like I like have to sacrifice a unit every now and then to the Dreadsaurian or else it catches me, you know? Alright. Let's go start blasting some high elves here. Dreadsaurian, go after someone else! You're OP here, I can't fight you with my army. Well, he's okay. Oh god, oh god. This is gonna be even worse probably. Okay, well let's shoot the Fireborn here. Oh god, like nothing is good here. Nothing is good. Alright, we have a purple sun, so let's bank on that. Okay, this is like when in Godzilla, when they lure the fucking Godzilla to fight like the Mothra beast. That's what this is. Oh, hey, don't worry, Medusas are supposed to be good in melee, right? Let's go see how they do against Larry here. Alright, let them fight. Let them fight! I can't even click on these guys. Hold on. Okay, okay. This is something. Okay, this could actually be promising here. Let them fight! Bring Godzilla to fight the evil! Ooh, yeah, that purple sun's super solid. That's hitting the Fireborn pretty good. It should be, at least. Okay, Medusa. We need you to, like, run now. I need someone to survive this. Let's go get you in the trees. This caster's dead for sure. My 2 shrines are... Okay, maybe we retreat this way. Oh, but the lizardmen are there. Oh, there's no retreat! Hey, my shrines didn't take that much damage. That's nice. Let's rip a shot into the Fireborn here before we go. Okay, Fireborn have 26 models. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Oh god, they're gonna get me in the corner here. Hey, that was good. Let's pile in, see if we could help. Oh, 1 shrine's dead. Dreadsaurian's feasting. Alright, at the very least, let's bring the Dreadsaurian over here. So it attacks the Fireborn. I am 3 points right now. My army is just so many bad units that, like, no matter what catches it, it's dead. Oh, okay, 1 shrine. Hey, you know, you guys are forgetting something, though. The dreaded Hellebron is still here. She's going to make her way over now. Oh, come on, shrine. Okay, good. Now they're fighting, which is good. That gives me a chance to, like, hide. Got a couple dread spears. Crone, crone, crone. Let's go. Come on. Oh, God. I have no help here. I'm all alone. Drums in the Jeep. Come on, Dreadsaurian. We gotta run back to the Dreadsaurian. It's our only hope. Come on. These units are so freaking terrible. At least the shrine has paid for itself, though. It got like 1,700 value. I guess killing the Temple Guard was what was good. Maybe I'll be last man standing. I'll just like hide in the bushes and like see if I can get last man standing. Oh, yeah. Oh, why'd you... I get all excited and then it just randomly breaks for no reason. Like, no reason. Thing is, like, it's not even exhausted. Come on. Come on, don't go off the map. Come on. Give me something to play with. Oh, my God. Freaking Medusas are such pieces of shit. Okay, well, Crone, let's go, baby. Rally your brave spearmen, Crone. Papa Tutu's coming. I think the Dreadsaurian's honestly unstoppable, though. Like, on this medium unit setting, it's really OP.
Queen Hellebron.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. What, are they just circling me? Oh, he's waiting for the rest of his army. Okay, that's fine. Oh, let's give a huge Fury of Cain to those guys. Yeah, dude. Let's get freaking Witch's Brew. Let's rampage it so I can't even control it. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Oh, I can't even use her other abilities when you do that. It's just such a piece of shit. Oh my god. Oh, look, now her item activates. When she's losing horribly. Oh, Anakin, I'm too weak. Okay, well. I don't know what to do here. Nothing can even think about fighting the Saurian. I know, on this unit size, it's unstoppable. Well, at least you guys got some memes today. Alright, I'm done for. True, it's unstoppable. The Dread Saurian will probably win this. I mean, the Lion Chariots are cool and all, but... Ugh. Is she gonna die to skirmish cabin melee? Yes. I sense defeat. The Cane Depots. Alright, here we go. Sigvald died, I think. I mean, the Dread Saurian can kill Sigvald, so... Alright, well, here it goes. The final battle. That build was like... I can often win with meme builds, but that thing was an unholy atrocity. That was probably the worst build I've ever brought in an FFA. It literally felt like I had answers for nothing. Like, they're supposed to kill infantry, but they just, like, don't kill him that quick. Oh, man. The Crone is so haggard. Yeah, Spirit Leech would have been good. The Purple Suns were nice, too, though. Killed a lot of Temple Guard. Okay. Well, if they don't fight soon, I'll say something. I think the High Elves just want to get us around, which is fine. The Lizards are ready. Red Falcon prepares his valiant last stand of the Dread Saurian. Oh, yeah, look at that beastie. Although, honestly, it took quite a bit from all those High Elf chariots. That T-Rex monster core is very scary. Larry's going to probably drop some healing, too. Yeah, I think the T-Rex got this. Have to do one more? No. I think this is a glorious note to end on. You had answers for questions no one asked this battle. It's Godzilla, dude. Oh, dude. I have to say, I love Red Falcon's army. He's using Engine of the Gods. He's using, like, a Dread Saurian. Really a man of the people. I was his prey this game. I had to run from him with all my Medusas. Okay. This one's looking like it's going to be the lizard people. Yep. GG! So, man, that's so stupid how when I switch to medium graphics, it changes the unit scale. That's so freaking stupid. There should be a whole separate setting for that. It was still fun, though. All right. Let's see the value. Crone got 800. 1100. Hey, you know what? The shrines... I got 2,000 value on those Medusas, all right? Before we sit here talking shit. 2,000 value. 1,700 and 1,100. All right. The infantry just get destroyed on medium unit scale. For the High Elves, the Chariots, yeah, they all did really good. So did the Fireborn, I'm sure. Sigvald got 1,800. But yeah, infantry get crushed on this unit scale, from what I can tell. The Dread Beast, the Dread Saurian got... Oh my frickin' god. Look at this shit. Guys, the Dread Saurian got 7,300 value. 7,300 value. That's got to be a record, I think. I've ever... In all the FFAs I've seen, I think that might be a record. The Engine of the Gods got 3,500. But, like, the Dread Saurian with 7,300 value, dude. Oh, God. That's so good. All right, so let me go ahead and change my unit scale back. Advanced and unit size. Get out of here, dude. God. I think that is a glorious note to end on. So today's stream is going to be a little bit short, but I got some other stuff I need to take care of, and I will be back with another stream tomorrow. Tomorrow probably will be another group stage in the Legendary Lords Tournament. So that'll be coming to you guys. And then over the weekend on Saturday, I have an ECL. And I think on Thursday or Friday, I might do a single faction tournament. Yeah, maybe even tomorrow I'll do that. Where folks can join in a single elimination. Just kind of a fun, casual tournament for folks to play in. So, all right, guys. That is it. Thank you so much for joining. I had a blast. Congratulations to my glorious teammates for carrying me into the sunset. It was quite a bit of fun. I know. Oh, perfect timing, because now my internet's just starting to lag too. So this is a good spot to leave on. But Alex Hughes. We got donations from Alex Hughes, Schmandolf, Italian Spartacus, Luther Abel's a new member, John Lynn, Horace Heresy, Nicholas Morgenthaler, John, Eledgeron, Michael, Eledgeron. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Really do appreciate that, guys. And hopefully you enjoyed that. Eledgeron, thank you for the last one, closing out the stream. We're going to be back soon with more. Tomorrow we'll probably have a single faction tournament, and then maybe Friday we'll do another group stage event and go from there. Guys, thanks for joining. Here is the final team score for today's team event. For any of you guys who joined a little bit late, you can go back and check those games out. They're pretty awesome. And until next time, guys, we will see you. Stay safe through Nurgle's Great Plague. And that is it. Cheers, guys, and see you next time.